Good afternoon, Brave Nation, and welcome to Sammy Cox Field. It's time for UNC Pembroke baseball as the Braves host the USC Aiken Pacers. The Pacers come in at 27-6 overall, 17-5 in the Peach Belt Conference. They're the current conference leader and ranked number 6 in the nation. Braves at 23-10. 9-7 in the PBC, and this is game 2 of the series. The Pacers took yesterday's game 11-9. With Morgan Sheehan, I'm Cameron Songer. Let's get the starting lineups to you right now as they're being introduced here at Cox Field. We'll start with the visitors from Aiken, South Carolina. Their head coach is Kenny Thomas in his 17th season at the helm of the Pacer program, and they will line up like this. Junior second baseman Skylar Mercado leads off, then senior left fielder Chaz Powell, followed by sophomore first baseman Brian Pereira. The cleanup hitter is number 14 designated hitter junior Zach Moon. Senior catcher Max Schoen bats fifth. Mitchell Price, the junior center fielder, is the sixth hitter. Sophomore right fielder number 34 Niall Goings will bat seventh. Then David Lankster, he's a junior third baseman. And rounding out the batting order for USC Aiken is shortstop number 8 junior Tyler Ammerman. The starting pitcher for USC Aiken warming up in the visitor bullpen is number 27 junior Nick Yabi. We'll tell you a little bit more about him as he warms up for real. But Morgan, this is a very talented USC Aiken batting order.
It is, and looking at their batting average, they all have very impressive batting. Their batting averages are very impressive, and the way yesterday's game went for both teams, it was a slugfest, you know, lots of hits and home runs left and right, so I think we're in for a very good game today.
5 total home runs in yesterday's game for USC Aiken, but 2 players had 2 each, so not really a balance of power, very concentrated in a couple guys.
Right.
But they're just stacked up and down the batting order. You don't get to number 6 in the nation without some guys who can hit and some pitchers as well.
Correct.
As we'll see their bullpen as well today.
They're definitely doing something right to be 6th in the nation.
They own an all-time series lead against the Braves, 40-24. The Braves will line up like this as Paul O'Neill hands in the lineup card. It looks like this for UNCP. Sophomore Roberto Rivera will play center field and lead off. Then it's junior second baseman Nick Salisbury. We saw him make a big jump up in the lineup yesterday. After earlier in the season, he was basically the number 9 hitter. They moved him up to number 2. He's just been hitting so well at 343 on the season. Sibel Aliman Saba, he's kind of the star bat designated hitter, leads the team in batting average with a 414 clip. That's unreal.
It is.
Junior shortstop Drew Beaver is the cleanup hitter, then right fielder Nick Debo. Senior first baseman number 52 Christian Snyder bats 6th. Then junior catcher number 8 Justin Datillo. He caught yesterday. He's catching again today. Then sophomore left fielder Nolan Pierce. And batting 9th for the Braves is junior third baseman number 9 Hayden Buffkin. Warming up on the mound now for UNCP is the right-handed pitcher number 23 Jesse Stinnett. The junior making his 9th start of the season and his 10th overall appearance. He has 1 complete game in 53 1/3 innings of work. A 3.04 ERA is nothing to scoff at. That's pretty darn good. 47 hits allowed, 25 runs of which 18 were earned. He struck out 48, walked just 21, and opponents hitting 235 against him. That's really, we'll have to see how he adjusts, I think, is one of the big things. He's usually the Friday starter for the Braves.
Right.
With some injuries. Logan Cook not going to be available for the Braves this weekend. They had to mix up their rotation a little bit. Means Stinnett is the Saturday starter here today. After yesterday, Lane Johnson was the starter. Didn't get the decision.
You know, the Braves have had some shakeup in their lineup all throughout the year, especially in their batting order. They've had traditionally the same order, but a few players here and there have had to switch up, and today I think is really when we've seen the biggest change up in that lineup.
Roberto Rivera, I mean, and it's not just he's been in the batting order. Roberto Rivera started the season as the Braves shortstop. He's since moved to the outfield, taken over in center field.
Right.
He's been the leadoff guy for most of the year, but very early they had him kind of hitting second sometimes. But the reason for that, you think, is this is such a young team, a team that is trying to recover from a year ago. They lost more than a dozen seniors off of last year's team that had 38 wins, one of Paul O'Neill's better teams at UNCP. But the Braves they didn't really rebuild. They reloaded. They had a lot of community college, junior college, and other D2, D1 transfers as well. Jesse Stinnett, one of those guys, and his battery mate, Justin Datillo. They're both transfers. from Maryland Eastern Shore, a D1 program. And they came here together. 3:04 first pitch is in there for a called strike, and we are underway. Gorgeous afternoon for baseball at Sammy Cox Field on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Braves and the USC Aiken Pacers. Stinnett fires this one in. It's fouled off to the right side. Nothing into the count to Skylar Mercado. Mercado is a junior with a .303 batting average. He has 9 doubles, 1 home run, and 15 runs batted in among his 37 hits on the year. The 0-2 pitch from Stinnett. Nibbling the outside corner, just missed. That's a very good 0-2 pitch.
Kind of hard to watch that one go by.
Here's the pitch to Mercado. Looks at a breaking ball. Again, just misses, low and away. Ends up the count at 2-2. Stinnett winds and throws. This ball grounded back up the middle to second for Salisbury. He gathers and throws, and there's one away. Nick Salisbury, well, Paul O'Neill thinks of him as more of a defensive guy. You know, when I asked about him earlier in the year, you know, why is he hitting in the 9 spot? It's because, well, what Paul O'Neill says is Salisbury he's in there for his defense. Anything he can give you on offense is just a bonus. Well, he's hitting .343, so he's proving he can do both.
Yeah, definitely his bat has definitely come around as the season has progressed on.
So one away, Chaz Powell now comes to the plate, a .361 hitter, the senior. Righty-righty matchup as Stinnett throws. Strike one called. Powell has 48 hits, 11 doubles, 7 home runs, 33 runs batted in. He's your number 2 hitter here for USC Aiken today. The 0-1. Big breaking ball, lays off, ball 1 called. Jesse Stinnett trying to get the Braves started here on the right foot. Working from the first base side of the rubber, his pitch is popped up, stays in the infield. Snyder over at first base, in foul territory, camps out under it, and makes the catch for out number 2.
You know, going back to Salisbury, if you were to look at him out on the field, I'm sure a lot of people underestimate him and the talent that he has just because he's one of the smaller guys out on the field, but he's definitely somebody who you cannot underestimate.
Yeah, Salisbury at second base, the junior, 5'5", a transfer from Liberty. And 5'5", some people might say that's a little generous. he owns it though, you know.
He does, and he's made some
it.
Great defensive plays at second base over this year.
First pitch misses low. This is Brian Pereira, sophomore first baseman. A .331 hitter, one of the team leaders in home runs, just 1 off the pace. He's got 10, which is more than anybody has for UNCP. He lines this ball past the diving Salisbury into right field. See just how much ground Nick Salisbury is able to cover there, but comes up just short. It's a 2-out single for Powell. Now it's the very dangerous designated hitter, Zach Moon, the USC Aiken leader in home runs with 11, also the team leader in RBI with 39, and a .339 batting average. He had 2 home runs yesterday in his first 2 at-bats. You know, that's in the back of the mind for Jesse Stinnett. First pitch taken away, ball 1.
He's someone who you have to pitch to very carefully, especially, you know, with the runner on base. Although there are 2 outs, you still don't want to let a run score when 2 outs are on the board.
With 2 outs on the board, Powell will be off on contact. The pitch, high and away. Powell. Excuse me, that's Pereira on first base. .2-0. Gets away from Datillo, bouncing to his right, and Pereira will be over to first, or to second on the wild pitch. So now runner in scoring position. Pereira will be off on contact if Moon has the green light. It's 3-0, and now all of a sudden first base is open. I think that kind of makes this decision a little bit easier.
I agree.
On the mound for Stinnett. Over his shoulder, now comes home with the pitch. Ball 4 called. Kind of the intentional walk there as you pitch around Zach Moon to avoid his power. But now Max Schoen comes to the plate. And his batting average, this is not a typo, 483. That's unreal.
It
was
really
actually, it was
is.
actually 500 coming into yesterday's game, so it actually went down. His batting average went down to 483 after yesterday's game.
Still very impressive, though. And another person who you have to be very careful with.
Schoen has 13 doubles and 5 home runs on the year. He's got some pop in that bat. Stinnett working from the stretch, the pitch. Nice curveball for a called strike one. So after 4 straight balls, a 4-pitch walk to Zach Moon 1 batter ago, Stinnett unleashes the curveball. I guarantee you that's not what Schoen was expecting. Stretch, the 0-1. Another curveball. This ball hit down the third base line. It's trouble for UNCP. Into the left field corner. Pereira will score. Coming up, throwing is Pierce. Moon trying to score from first, and he's in. An RBI double for Max Schoen. Drives in 2 runs, and USC Aiken jumps out to a 2-0 lead.
Next for the Pacers,
Max Schoen coming up with a huge hit. And aggressive base running for the Pacers. That's 2-out hitting. And number 6 Pacers, 2. The Braves, nothing right now, and still the top of the first. Runner on second is Schoen. Mitchell Price to the plate. Another guy who hit 2 long balls yesterday. His 7th and 8th home runs of the year, so he's got power. Stinnett's pitch. Outside corner called strike one. Price, a .333 hitter, has 6 doubles and 2 triples. That last double by Schoen was his 14th on the year. A master of the 2-bagger. The 0-1. Tipped foul by Price.
Really looking at USC Aiken's lineup, their whole batting lineup are people who you have to be concerned about. All of them bring a little something different to the plate, and you just can't let them get away with stuff like that.
0-2, 2 outs. Runner on second, but 2 runs already in for the Pacers. Stinnett's pitch. Curveball. Called ball 1. Gorgeous weather in Pembroke this afternoon. 72 degrees, partly cloudy skies. This ball hit in the air towards right center field. Price gets a lot of that ball, and it's off the scoreboard. A home run for Mitchell Price, make it 4-0 Pacers. And this, not the start the Braves had in mind. Mitchell Price knocks his 9th home run of the season. Logs RBI number 34 and 35 on the year. It's 4-0, and the Braves haven't even come to the plate yet. Base is empty, and Niall Goings now digs in. Stinnett's pitch. Curveball misses away, ball 1 called. Niall Goings, a sophomore with a .327 batting average. He has 4 home runs as well. He's the number 7 hitter. To put that in perspective, the 4 home runs that he has would be 3rd on this Braves team. And just looking at the batting order for USC Aiken here today, he's 6th just in guys who are playing today
Right.
in home runs. So
Just shows how stacked their lineup really is.
strike 1 there. 1-1 now the count on Niall Goings. But no doubles and no triples, so his only extra base hits. He has 17 hits on the year. Guy who hasn't been an everyday player this year for the Pacers. Strike 2 there. 3 hits in the inning for USC Aiken, 4 runs in. 2 outs, the base is empty, 1-2 count. Stinnett fires, curveball grounded foul to the left side, and we'll do it again. Everything this inning has come with 2 outs for the Pacers. Pereira had the 2-out single, got to second on a wild pitch, then Moon was basically intentionally walked, the unintentional intentional walk.
Right.
2-run double by Max Schoen, and a 2-run homer by Price as this ball lined into left field. Drew Beaver leaping as high as he could. Ball snuck over his glove. Another 2-out hit.
Looked as from up here that Drew Beaver actually had that, but just took off a little over his head right at the end.
And, Drew Beaver, well, he's no skyscraper either. He is taller than his middle infield teammate, Nick Salisbury. Salisbury's 5'5", Drew Beaver's 5'11", and if he was 6 foot or 6'1", with the same vertical, he has that.
Definitely.
Instead, 4 hits in 5 batters now for the Pacers. Quick mound visit from Paul O'Neill.
Maybe just to settle his infield down just a little bit, try to see if they can come up with a game plan. They just need one more out to get out of this inning.
Well, looked like a pretty encouraging start.
It did.
Went south very quickly.
First
Jesse
two batters.
Stinnett.
Yeah, I was going to say the first 2 batters are probably what Stinnett had in mind when he came out there instead of how the end of this inning the end of this half inning has gone.
So to David Langster now, the number 8 hitter in USC Aiken's batting order. Junior third baseman, making just his 2nd start of the year. He has 2 hits and 12 at-bats, 1 run batted in. Pitch. Breaking ball outside corner, called strike 1. So the wind has really picked up. It was raining earlier today. It rained a lot last night here in southern North Carolina. But the field is in very good shape.
Beautiful day for baseball.
That too. 0-1. Low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 8 hitter, David Langster. Didn't see him at all yesterday in the 11-9, 10-inning win for USC Aiken. Stinnett from the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. Another breaking ball. This is one again, right down the middle of the plate, strike 2. Got to be careful with those curveballs, even against the number 8 hitter in this Pacer batting order. The 1-2 pitch, grounded back up the middle to second. Salisbury flips it over to the shortstop Beaver, who's covering. He tags the bag, and the top of the first is finally over. But the Pacers score 4 runs on 4 hits. They leave 1 on base. The Braves will come to bat for the first time, trailing 4-0 when we come back.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
USC Aiken starting pitcher Nick Yabi warming up on the mound. He's got a 4-0 lead under his belt after the Pacers exploded for 4 runs, all coming with 2 outs in the top of the first. Yabi is a junior right-handed pitcher, making his 9th appearance and his 9th start. He's got a 5.04 ERA and a perfect 4-0 win-loss record through 44 and 2/3 innings pitched. 55 hits allowed, 26 runs, of which 25 have been earned. 38 strikeouts versus 13 walks, so he has pretty good command. But opponents hitting .299 against him. That's fairly robust. That's not bad. So if the Braves can get going against him, it'll be good news for the black and gold. The defensive alignment once again for USC Aiken. In the outfield from left to right, it's Powell, Price, and Goings. Langster's at third, Ammerman the shortstop, Mercado at second, Herrera at first, and Schoen behind the plate. With Nick Yabi warming up on the mound. Game 2 of this 3-game Each Belt Conference weekend series. Pacers ranked number 6 in the nation, the current PBC leader in the conference standings, and they won last night 11-9. Roberto Rivera leads off for the black and gold. .384 batting average for the Braves sophomore. 43 hits, 23 runs batted in. stellar 9 stolen bases. Roberto Rivera, easy to spot on this Braves team because of the dreadlocks. When the guys are all either practicing or in street clothes arriving to the game,
Definitely can pick him out of a crowd.
You can pick him out of a crowd. Ball 1 called there. That's the first pitch of the day from Nick Yabi. Missed inside. Yabi's next pitch. High and tight. 2-0. Interesting delivery mechanic here for Yabi. He kind of has that, it looks like a double pump almost.
It
like
does.
A hitch in his motion.
Wonder if that throws off some of the batters.
Might be thrown off his catcher as
Yeah.
a quick visit from Schoen, just 2 pitches into the first inning. Something was not right between pitcher and catcher there. They wanted to perhaps change up some signs or something. Don't see that every day. First hitter he faces, and you get a mound visit from the catcher.
Yeah.
It seemed to work. It's strike 1 there at the knees.
Whatever his catcher told him obviously worked.
Throw strikes, please.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very quick visit. I'm not sure how many words you can get in edgewise. Rivera chops this one to third. Lankster, the long throw across the diamond, is in time for the out. A good stretch over at first by Pereira as well. And there's 1 away in the Braves' half of the first.
That's a bang-bang play, especially with Revere being as fast as he is.
You almost wish he'd shot that higher. If he had actually not hit it as squarely, he might have actually been able to reach.
Yeah.
But
maybe bounce it over third baseman's head or just have 1 more extra bouncer to get him there.
Nick Salisbury now comes to the plate. A true switch hitter. The junior second baseman for the Braves digs into the left-handed batter's box, hits this ball in the air up the middle, hangs up there, and Price makes the catch in center field. Very quickly, 2 outs for the Braves in the bottom of the first. But we saw this in the top half of the inning. Anything, it proves that it absolutely can be done. All 4 hits, all 4 runs for the Pacers came with 2 outs in the top of the inning. And here's Tabel Aliman Saba to try to spark something. A .414 batting average for the Braves designated hitter. Is tops on the team in that category. And a guy who's a much better hitter with runners on base and runners in scoring position than he is in situations like this. He's a true clutch hitter.
Right.
Big home run in last night's game, his 4th of the year. 1-0 pitch on the way, and he fouls this one straight back. That came right into the net in front of us.
I think it scared some people who were up here with us. I even flinched a little.
It's probably good to flinch in that kind of situation.
I think it's natural.
As Aliman Saba skies this ball to the right side, it's going to stay in foul territory. The catcher Schoen to it and makes the out. And the Braves go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Through 1 inning at Cox Field, it's Pacers 4, Braves nothing, and we'll be right back. Top of the second inning, and the Pacers will have 9-1-2 coming to the plate. They sent 8 hitters to bat in that first inning and scored 4 runs on 4 hits, including a 2-run double by Max Schoen and then a 2-run homer by Mitchell Price in back-to-back batters. The number 6 Pacers own a 4-0 lead as the top of the second inning gets underway. With Morgan Sheehan, I'm Cameron Songer. Thank you for joining us on the Braves Broadcast Network. Tyler Ammerman, shortstop, leads off for the Pacers. Junior has a .294 batting average and takes strike one called, low and away. Hummerman, 109 at-bats, 32 hits. 8 of them have been doubles, 1 triple, 2 home runs. He'll peel over to first on the check swing, and ball one called. Big breaking ball from Stinnett. Missed inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. No outs in the top of the second. Stinnett working from the windup. The pitch is hit high and deep towards left center field. That ball given a ride out into the gap, but Rivera there in one of the deepest parts of the yard hauls it in for the out.
Back to the top of the order for the Pacers, second baseman.
Maybe with a change in direction of the wind, you know, that's a ball that could easily go out if the wind picks up a little or changes direction. So
the left center field alley is a little bit less deep than right center field. It's 325 straight away left, 335 all the way to right, and 400 to center field.
you don't see many go out just dead center.
No, it's really, and that's
You have to
really,
crush it.
That would be a really well hit ball. Back to the top of the order, Skylar Mercado at the plate. He's 0 for 1. The 1-0 pitch, called ball 2 from Stinnett. Mercado is a junior from the Bronx, New York. Archbishop Stepinac High School. Hits this ball to short on a line, and Beaver's there for the second out. So just like last inning, the Pacers' first 2 batters come and go. Now it's Chaz Powell's turn to hit.
I think we know now not to underestimate what this team can bring with 2 outs.
Last inning, it was Pereira who got started with a 2-out single, followed by a walk, then a 2-run double, then a 2-run homer, and then another single that a guy ultimately got stranded on base. But that was big damage for the Pacers in just the first inning. Chaz Powell at the plate, senior from Deerfield Beach, Florida, fouls this one off, and it's 0-1. 6 foot, 200-pound righty, transfer from Volunteer State Community College, facing an 0-1 count, bases empty, 2 outs. The pitch, low and away. Chase Stinnett bringing some heat on that fastball. Just couldn't locate it. The 1-1 hit high and foul to the left side, out of play. He straightens that out. That has a chance of getting out of the yard.
Yeah.
Wind blowing hard, basically straight across from left to right, out towards right field. Helps favor a left-handed hitter. 1-2 pitch, fouled away, this time to the right side, and we get to watch the ball get carried in the wind a little bit.
The wind keeps picking up, too. I think it dies off a little bit, then picks back up.
The last little remnants of what was a fairly big storm system kind of blowing through.
Yes.
Expect to see some fairly high winds here today. The 1-2 fouled off again to the right side and out of play. So Powell staying alive with a couple foul balls. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the second inning. The base is empty. 4-0, the Pacers have the lead. Stinnett winds and throws, 1-2 pitch. Curveball misses away.
You know, Stinnett's worked hard this at bat. This is somebody who he doesn't want to let get away on an easy walk or an easy single.
Here's the 2-2 from Stinnett. Grounded to second, hot shot to Salisbury, plenty of time for him to throw over to first, and the Pacers taken care of in order in the top of the second. Through an inning and a half at Cox Field, it's 4-0 USC Aiken.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Bottom of the second in Pembroke. Braves trailing the number 6 USC Aiken Pacers 4-0. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming to the plate this inning for UNC Pembroke. Drew Beaver, then Nick Debo, and Christian Snyder due up to face USC Aiken starter Nick Yabi, who set the Braves down in order in the bottom of the first. A very important series this weekend for the Black and Gold. This is the top team in the league they're facing, and a very tough league. A lot of people would call the Peach Belt Conference, especially this year, but in general, at least for baseball, it is to Division II baseball what the SEC is to Division I baseball. So many tough teams. There are no easy wins, and many of the nation's best play in this conference.
Right, and each series is important. Each game of the series is important.
Drew Beaver digs in, righty-righty matchup. Yabi's first pitch of the second inning is grounded to the left side. A backhand stab by Ammerman at short. The long throw across the diamond is dropped at first base, and they will call that an error on the shortstop Ammerman. So the Braves have their first base runner. So Nick Debo Drew Beaver stuck on 35 hits on the year. He's a 294 hitter. We didn't get a chance to tell you much about him because he swung at the first pitch.
Right.
And here is Nick Debo, owner of a 350 batting average, 48 hits, 6 doubles, 1 triple, and 7 home runs. He's the Braves leader in long balls, and second on the team with those 33 runs batted in. Has the added advantage of being a left-handed hitter against this right-handed pitcher, and the wind blowing out to right field. So that'll help him if he's able to jump all over one of these pitches.
I think this could be a good confidence boost for the Braves to have their leadoff batter get on base.
Often is the key for a rally. Drew Beaver takes his lead off of first. Debo grounds this one to second. The shortstop covering. The throw over to first is not in time. Debo safe on the fielder's choice. Off the bat, that looked like a tailor-made double play ball, but give Debo some credit as he hustled up the line to avoid being doubled off. So 1 away now, and it's Christian Snyder's turn to bat. The Braves senior first baseman owns a 352 batting average, 32 hits, 4 doubles, and 5 home runs. Another left-handed hitter. Debo taking a healthy lead off of first. He leads the team with 11 swiped bags. Snyder takes on the outside corner there, called strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on first for the Braves in the bottom of the second. They trail number 6 USC Aiken 4-0. Nick Yabi comes set at the belt, working from the stretch. The pitch, and therefore called strike 2. We've seen the Braves swing a lot at pitches early in the count. Now, Snyder, he kept the bat in the shoulder and he's behind 0-2. It's sort of like pick your poison against Nick Yabi. He's throwing strikes. The 0-2 offering, swung on, fouled off to the left side, over the Braves dugout and out of play.
He really has to battle here, working behind with an 0-2 count.
Snyder at the plate. It's Debo on first. 1 out in the Braves half of the second. Yabi takes a quick peek over his shoulder. The right-handed pitcher comes set at the belt, and the pitch. Outside and a little bit low. Looked like he took something off that, perhaps a changeup there from Nick Yabi, trying to get Snyder to chase. And that's, again, good patience shown at the plate. Christian Snyder, a guy who is something of a free swinger. He really does like to connect big time with balls, and sometimes that can hurt him in 2-strike situations.
Yeah.
No need to swing at that. That one was well outside. It's 2-2. Middle of the infield, shading towards second base as the Pacers are at double play depth. 2-2 pitch coming up to Christian Snyder. Yabi delivers. The runner goes. It's hit right back to the pitcher. The only play is at first. And Snyder is out on the toss from Yabi over to Pereira. Debo advances to second, but there's 2 away. So on comes Justin Datillo. The Braves catcher will try to put UNCP on the board for the first time today. They still don't have any hits yet in this one. Only base runners coming on an error and then the fielder's choice. No hits yet for UNCP. I imagine a hit here would be able to score Debo from second. Righty-righty matchup with Datillo at the plate. He waves the bat behind his head and takes ball one low and inside. The Braves catcher hits .316. This is his 29th start of the season. He's got 7 doubles and 3 home runs. 16 runs batted in. He'd love to add another one right here. Yabi steps off the rubber. Takes a long look over at Debo, who politely walks back over to second. No one was covering. He didn't have to do that. It was just polite. 1-0 count. The pitch to Datillo, grounded foul and towards the Braves dugout. Look out. That somehow got around the net
and through the fence.
And kind of threw it back into the crowd. He couldn't do that again if he tried. There's
definitely
the
not.
gap there is not much wider than a baseball.
It's like 1 in a million that would happen. There was our one.
Yabi had a nice pickoff move over towards second. The problem was no one was covering. But Debo might have been picked off there.
Would have been close.
Braves chasing 4 runs. Debo goes. It's grounded to short. Ammerman has it, throws over to first, and doesn't matter, because that's the 3rd out of the inning. Braves leave a runner on in the second, and they are still scoreless. It's 4-0 Pacers after 2 innings. Top of the 3rd inning in Pembroke with USC Aiken leading 4-0. With Morgan Sheehan, I'm Cameron Songer, and we apologize for the minor technical difficulty. We're working on trying to get a video scoreboard up for you on the stream. In the meantime, we'll try to tell you the count and score as often as possible. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 coming this inning for the Pacers. Pereira, Moon, and Schoen. These were guys who did major damage in the 1st inning, scoring the first 3 runs of the game en route to helping the Pacers claim a 4-0 lead. Jesse Stinnett back on the bump for the Braves as the top of the 3rd inning gets underway. The first pitch misses low, ball 1. Stinnett winds and throws. This ball lined towards second, going to a knee, making the sliding catch is Salisbury, and there's 1 away. They had the shift on it, looked like there.
I was going to say after this next pitch, but, he hit the line drive, that it looked as if the middle infield had moved back a little and Drew Beaver at shortstop was playing a little closer to second base. Hey, it worked for him.
Hey, it got the out. Usually you don't put a major shift on like that unless you have a pretty good idea where the guy's going to hit the ball. And true to form, Brian Pereira lines out. 1 away. That breaking ball misses low and inside. It's Zach Moon, the current hitter for the Pacers. He walked in his first plate appearance. Junior from Snellville, Georgia, a transfer from Georgia State. Like Brian Pereira, he's a D1 transfer, Pereira from Mount St. Mary's. Pitch. Low and inside. 3 balls, no strikes. As Moon steps back in. Stinnett, the pitch. High and tight, and again, a 4-pitch walk to Zach Moon. That's the second time that's happened for him in this game, and it looks like the Braves learned from yesterday's game. They don't want to pitch to him.
Right.
Moon had 2 home runs in yesterday's game. It ended up being an 11-9 extra inning victory for the visitors from USC Aiken. Pacers ranked number 6 in the nation, and they are currently in first place in the very competitive Peach Belt Conference. It's Max Schoen at the plate now, and Schoen swings at the first pitch, fouls it off to the right side. Schoen had the 2-run double in his first plate appearance in the first inning that drove home Pereira and Moon. Oh, 1 out, and the runner on first. Stinnett from the stretch, the pitch. Rolling away, and a nice pick by Datillo. This battery came over together from Maryland Eastern Shore, so they're used to working with each other. Max Schoen. He made a long journey. He's from Loveland, Colorado. It's kind of indicative of this USC Aiken team. There are a lot of guys from a lot of different parts of the country.
Yes.
And they're not strictly limited to the East Coast and the region even.
Got a wide variety on their team.
A lot of players from the Peach Belt Conference, mostly from Georgia, Florida, North and South Carolina. This ball grounded into right field. Good piece of opposite field hitting by Schoen. Station-to-station baseball as they'll hold Moon up at second. Max Schoen now 2 for 2 in the game. He's got a double and a single. And with 1 out, the Pacers have another opportunity for some more runs.
More damage to be done.
Mitchell Price hit a home run in his last at-bat after having 2 yesterday. He has just been on fire.
This is a good start to the series for him yesterday.
Now 9 home runs on the season for Mitchell Price, who's a junior from Columbia, South Carolina. Came to USC Aiken from USC Lancaster. Stinnett's pitch, low and outside, and another nice stop by Datillo. That one looked destined for the backstop. That was the 54th pitch already for Jesse Stinnett. There's just 1 out in the top of the 3rd, so a little bit of a struggle for him today. This could be a momentum changer, though. This ball grounded into left field. Price gets it out towards left. Pierce comes up throwing. They'll hold Moon at 3rd. The base is loaded now for the Pacers, as Mitchell Price now 2 for 2. Base is juiced, 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. The Pacers already lead 4-0. Here's Niall Goings.
You know, we talked earlier about having to be kind of particular on who they pitch to and who they, pitch around, but with 1 out and bases loaded, you really have to attack the batter here and trust your defense.
Goings, a redshirt sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. With a 2-out bases empty single his first time up. Stands in that right-handed batter's box at 6'4", 225, and takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Now, Goings not an everyday player. This is just his 14th start, but he does have 4 home runs. 12 runs batted in as well. Pops this one foul off to the right side and out of play. Count now quickly 0-2. So even though it's 4-0 Pacers right now, this this feels like it's only the 3rd inning. It feels like kind of a do or die kind of moment.
It does.
Corner of the infield is in. The 0-2 pitch grounded to the right side. That's through into right field. 1 run will score. They'll hold up everybody And a 2-out, bases loaded single by Niall Going scores 1 run. It's now 5-1 or 5-0 Pacers.
Third baseman.
And the hits just keep coming. It's 7-0 in that category.
And to only be the 3rd inning and already have 7 hits.
Now, the Pacers, obviously yesterday's game went 10 innings, but they flirted with, they didn't quite get to 20 hits in the game, but they were getting up there. It was double-digit hits for both teams. It ended up being an 11-9, a 10-inning victory for the visitors from USC Aiken. The pitch, called a ball to David Lankster. Lankster's 0 for 1. Grounded out to end that big first inning. He has the bases loaded with just 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. The pitch, curveball inside. 2 balls, no strikes. No place to put David Lankster here. Lankster doesn't have a single walk this season. He's had just now 13 official at-bats. Lines this one into left field. A slow roller. Pierce will come up throwing. Trying to score from second is Price. The throw a little bit offline. And taking second base is Lankster on the throw. 2-run score on the play. It's 7-0 Pacers. A 2-run single for David Lankster. Niall Goings goes on to 3rd. Price scoring from 2nd. Schoen scoring from 3rd. And this one's starting to get out of hand. No action, though, in the Braves bullpen. Paul O'Neill keeping Jesse Stinnett out there and letting him work out of the mess he created. Tyler Ammerman at the plate. He led off last inning with a pop-out. Strike 1 called. Shouldn't call it a pop-out. It was actually a very well-hit ball out to center field. And the score work just officially an F8. Breaking ball called strike 2. A nasty curveball by Stinnett. Shows the confidence he has in his stuff. Good eye there. Makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Number 9 hitter Tyler Ammerman. Junior from Dublin, Georgia, and a transfer from South Georgia State. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, just 1 out. The pitch, hit in the air to right field. Debo retreats. He goes back towards the wall, and it's out of here. A 3-run blast by Tyler Ammerman. It's 10-0 Pacers, and the Braves looking for the reset button.
He finally got 1 out after, his last at bat when he hit the one to deep center field.
For Ammerman, his 3rd home run of the year. That's a 3-run job, and 10 hits to nothing, 10 runs to nothing. We're not even through the 3rd inning yet. Back to the top of the order, Skylar Mercado. Just 9 hits on the day for the Pacers. They'll be beginning their 3rd cycle through the batting order here with 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Mercado swings there. Looks like he got a foul tip of that one, just barely. Stinnett winds and throws. Curveball on the 0-1, misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Hit hard, back up the middle. A diving attempt by Beaver. He can't come up with it. There's hit number 10 for the Pacers. And this nightmare of an inning continues.
They are finding all the gaps to hit the balls in.
Left fielder, Chaz
Actually pretty similar to last night's game. They just put the ball in some good spots. They hit the ball well. Both teams hit the ball well. The Braves actually had a couple in last night's game where they really hit the ball hard just to the wrong spot. And the Pacers having the opposite of that kind of luck here today.
Right.
Timeout called here. We'll get a mound visit from UNCP. It's the pitching coach, Daniel Britt. And finally we have some action in the Braves bullpen. As this is a tough call here from a coaching staff.
Yeah.
You're down 10-0 in just the third inning. How much longer do you let the starter go? A.
Right.
Who do you go with out of the bullpen in terms of, do you start letting some younger guys just start getting some work? How competitive do you try to stay, knowing that there's still another game tomorrow?
I was going to say, we still have one more game in the series, so you really, I'd say you almost leave him out here to finish off the inning. Maybe next inning bring someone else in, or let him go one more inning. And if it gets out of hand in the top of the fourth, then maybe you throw somebody else in the middle of the inning, try to change it up a little. But it is a tough call.
It feels too early in the game to just throw in the towel.
Right.
As it's just the third inning.
Correct.
But you also look up at the scoreboard and see a 10-0 gap.
Maybe if it was the last game of the series, maybe throw some younger guys in there. But knowing you still have one more game, I think you leave Jesse Stinnett out here, and they are.
One out, a runner on first. Chaz Powell digs in. He's the 9th batter to come to the plate this inning for the Pacers. They've batted around. Mercado leads off of first following his single. And the first pitch swinging, Powell knocks it foul and out of play. No balls, 1 strike. Chaz Powell is 5 of 5 on stolen base attempts this year. Would be, frankly, pretty shocked if he tried to go at this point. The way the Pacers have been hitting, the score where it is, wouldn't really be the ideal time to go.
No, I was going to say they don't need to.
The 1-1 is popped up to the right side. The Wheaton gets some of this. Debo goes back a little bit, but has the real estate to make the catch. And that's the second out of the inning.
Some of these pop flies, I'm sure in the outfield it can be a little tricky because the wind keeps shifting directions, as we've talked about, and it's blowing pretty hard.
That out snaps a streak of 7 straight Pacer hitters reaching base. And Brian Pereira, who led off this inning with a line drive out, he's 1 for 2. Takes low and away, gets past Datillo, bouncing to the backstop, and allows Mercado to take second base. Wild pitch there by Stinnett. Second time that's happened to him in this game. Pacers with 6 runs on the board this inning. They lead 10-0. 2 outs in the top of the third. 1-0 count and a runner on second. Brian Pereira at the plate. This ball popped up, playable in foul territory. Datillo drops the mask, makes the catch, and the inning finally comes to a close with the Pacers get 6 runs on 6 hits, and they leave a runner on. To the bottom of the third we'll go. It's 10-0 USC Aiken.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Braves coming to bat in the bottom of the third. It's 10-0 USC Aiken, as Nick Yabi has all the run support he could possibly hope for and dream of, and then a little bit more.
Yeah.
It'll be 8-9-1 this inning for the Braves. Pierce, Buffkin, and Rivera. Braves will finish their first trip through the batting order, begin their second. USC Aiken is already 3 batters into their third trip through the batting order. So Hey, both of these teams can absolutely hit and can absolutely rally. We've seen the Braves put some massive numbers up on the board over the course of the season. Their season high in runs is 20. It came against one. They also had a game where they scored 17. So they can absolutely score.
Oh, definitely. It's a team who can put runs on the board, and maybe going through the batting order one time, coming up on the second time, maybe they'll start to figure Yabi out and be a little bit more successful.
This USC Aiken team, one of the best the Braves have faced all year. Millersville also came in here and gave the Braves a great game. Braves were not able to come away with the win in that one in a non-conference game. This is a different story. This is a conference series, and the Braves would love some revenge following last night's 11-9 loss in 10 innings. Nolan Pierce will have a 2-0 count after those first two pitches from Yabi missed. The Braves left fielder is a sophomore, a .327 hitter. Has 9 doubles this season. Hits that ball hard, but foul to the left side. Pierce batting 8th in today's Braves batting lineup. And it's a nice luxury to have a .327 hitter in the 8-hole.
Yeah.
Thing that Paul O'Neill definitely likes about his club. Today, USC Aiken's just been hitting the ball a lot better. 2-2 after that one catches the bottom edge of the strike zone right at the knees.
And it's still early. I mean, the Braves still have time to chip away and put a few runs on the board each inning, but they need to start getting something going here soon.
2-2 pitch. Pierce hits it high off to the left side and foul. Just a bit out in front of that as he hit it over the Braves bullpen. Nice charge into that ball. Really jumped off the bat there for Nolan Pierce. 2-2, no outs, bases empty. The pitch to Pierce. Hit in the air towards center field. Coming in on it is Price. And he will finally make the catch. Looked like he broke the wrong way on it at first.
Yeah, took a step back, it looked like.
A lot of coaches will tell you that that's the way to do it. But when the ball is so clearly going to be short of you, there's no chance it's going to go over your head.
No.
That back step can actually cost you. The idea is it helps you build momentum coming forward.
Right.
And gives you an extra split second to actually see where the ball is going from a little bit further back.
And he kind of had to scramble there at the end because of that one step back.
And also the wind. The wind blowing out towards right center field. With some force, too. Here's Hayden Buffkin, swings at the first pitch, hits it in the air towards right center field. On the run is Goings. He makes the catch in the gap, and there's 2 away. So a long at bat from Pierce, then a very short bat by Hayden Buffkin. And the Braves are quickly down to just 1 out remaining in the 3rd inning. 2 outs, bases empty. To the top of the order we go with Roberto Rivera.
Center fielder Roberto Rivera.
Rivera is a sophomore from Millville, New Jersey, and a transfer from St. Augustine's. 0 for 1 at the plate so far today. Rivera takes there. Change up on the inside corner, strike 1. So Nick Yabi didn't allow a base hit his first trip through the Braves batting order. There's 1 player reaching on an error. That was Drew Beaver. The 0-1, that's hit hard into center and a diving attempt. Price can't come up with it. And that's a single for Roberto Rivera. He took a big turnaround first, was trying to read where that ball ended up. It didn't go far from Price, so the throw comes right back in and Rivera stays put at first.
He's somebody who the Braves love to have on base just for the fact of his speed. He is extremely quick. We've seen him still second on 1 pitch and still 3rd on the next pitch, which is unusual, and I think it catches some teams off guard.
9 stolen bases this year for Rivera, and about half of them have been of 3rd rather than of 2nd. Nick Salisbury takes outside, ball 1. So we won't see a no-hitter today. We've already seen the Pacers have a pair of home runs, but we will not see a no-hitter. The Braves have 1 base hit now. The 1-0 to Salisbury, crushed down the right field line, and foul.
Ball hitting the wall on the fly. So Salisbury will step back into the left-handed batter's box.
Salisbury, 5'5" junior from Charlotte, North Carolina. Transfer from Liberty. That one's low and away, dropped by Schoen. And no throw over to second as Rivera takes the free base. So Yavi and Schoen had that little miscue there. But otherwise, they have been a very solid pitcher-catcher tandem. Rivera leads off of second. The pitch to Salisbury, grounded to second base. Mercado with the play, the short toss over to first, and the Braves retired in the third inning. They do get a 2-out single from Rivera, but that's all. And through 3 innings at Cox Field, it's 10-0 USC Aiken. Top of the 4th inning at Cox Field in Pembroke, North Carolina. It's 10-0 USC Aiken. The number 6 Pacers all over the Braves here today. But there's still a long way to go in this ball game. With Morgan Sheehan, I'm Cameron Songer. Thank you so much for joining us on the Braves Broadcast Network. Game 2 of this 3-game Peach Belt Conference weekend series. We'll be back at it again tomorrow at 1 p.m. right here from Cox Field.
We talked last inning about the pitching situation for the Braves and what do you do, and you know they threw Sinet out here for another inning, and we'll see if he can get through this one, which I'm sure the Braves would love for him to complete this inning without having to pull somebody from the bullpen.
His pitch count well up over 60 at this point, actually over 70. Strike one swinging there on Zach Moon. And Moon would love the opportunity to try to swing the bat here. He's 0 for 0, walked both times he's come to the plate in this game. Designated hitter, a number 4 bat in the batting order today for the Pacers. Takes low and away, 1-1.
That's got to be tough for a batter to be walked your first 2 at bats, and you know just you want to you're having the itch to swing, and sometimes you can swing at a pitch that you really wish you wouldn't have.
Taking again there, that one again missing in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike to Moon. He's a .339 hitter and the top power threat in terms of long balls this year for USC Aiken. Had 2 of them yesterday. And it looks like Jesse Stinnett now nibbling again, trying to just be cautious. But both times that Moon has walked, he's come around to score, and he'll take the walk there again. So for the first time in this game, USC Aiken has the leadoff hitter aboard. All of their rallies have come with 1 or 2 outs.
It's hard to believe that this is the first time their leadoff batter has been on base.
Well, they have 10 runs, and they actually went 1, 2, 3 in the second inning. They had 4 in the first and 6 in the third.
Right.
But hey, this is an even-numbered inning. But this is the part of the batting order that's given
that does the
problems.
most damage, yeah.
Ground ball to short. Beaver mishandles a little bit, flips to second. That's all the Braves will get. As Max Schoen hits into a fielder's choice. Moon is out at second for the first out of the inning. Now that could be one that gives a coach fits. I mean, I'm sure Paul O'Neill's still not happy in the dugout right now.
No.
You know, in a much closer game, those kind of plays end up being the difference, and they don't really show up that much in the box score. It shows up as a fielder's choice, but that was a hard hit ball and pretty close to what probably coulda, woulda, shoulda been a double play ball. Here's Mitchell Price. He's 2 for 2, a home run and a single.
The ball, that pitch was a little closer than he wanted it to be, I believe.
Some chin music there. 1 ball and no strikes to Mitchell Price. The pitch, curveball misses away. The runner on first is Schoen. He's the catcher. Be surprised to see him try to go. He does have 3 stolen bases this year, however. And the pitch, Price out in front, swings and misses. 1 out and a runner on first in the Pacers half of the 4th. It's 10-0. Number 6, USC Aiken, out in front of the Braves. Stinnett working from the stretch, the 2-1. Bunt shown, missed. 2-2. Wind really picking up again in Pembroke. Flowing hard from left to right across Cox Field. Stinnett holds the 2-2. Popped up to the right side. Into right field, Debo moves around a little bit because of the wind, and then makes the catch. 2 away for the Pacers in the top of the 4th, and it will be Niall Goings to the plate.
Definitely have to be on your toes today with any pop fly, just because you don't know where it will go.
So Niall Goings is 2 for 2. He has 2 singles in the game. A great jump from first by Schoen. Ball low and away, and no throw from Datillo. So stolen base there by Schoen. He basically took that off of the pitcher there. There was absolutely nothing that Datillo could have done.
He got a very good jump on that.
And he started running before really the motion even began, and if there had been any kind of pickoff throw by Stinnett, he would have been toast.
Yes.
Instead, it's a runner in scoring position for the Pacers. The 1-0 pitch misses inside. Goings is a redshirt sophomore from Marietta, Georgia. The 2-0. He hits this ball high in the air to the shortstop, Beaver. Now running around the infield, finally makes the catch, and the Pacers retired in the top of the 4th. They score no runs in the inning, but through 3.5 at Cox Field, it's 10-0, USC Aiken.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Three, 4, and 5 coming up this inning for UNC Pembroke. It'll be Stabel Ali Monsaba, then Drew Beaver and Nick Debo. As they continue to try to figure out USC Aiken starter Nick Yabi. It's 10-0 on the scoreboard. Pacers with 10 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. Braves with no runs on 1 hit and no errors.
For Yabi, I mean, this is he's going out there with no pressure. He can really just pitch what he wants to pitch and feel like it's not going to hurt him really.
Opportunity to try to down that ERA a little bit. He comes in with a 5.04 ERA. Opponent batting average just a hair under 300. That'll also go down if the pace that the Braves have been hitting continues. But you got to imagine the Braves, they're frustrated. They're coming off a loss last night. They're getting really the short end here today.
And a close loss last night.
An extra inning loss last night, where they had opportunities to win the game and couldn't get it done.
Just a completely different game today.
And, this is, again, I mean, you talk about the frustration all you want. This is a good hitting Braves team.
It is.
Being
Very
frustrated
good.
is part of it, and it can actually come back to hurt you. It can make you play better. It can also make you play worse.
Yep.
But this is a Braves team that is certainly capable of putting up some big numbers at the plate. Ali Mansaba takes strike one there.
Hopefully they'll start to figure Yabi out.
And Mansaba, the Braves' designated hitter today, junior from Richmond, Virginia, by way of Patrick Henry Community College. 0 for 1 today. Fouls this one off to the left side, make it 0-2 the count. Mansaba on a 21-game hitting streak right now. More often than not, it seems like he's been on base for the Braves. He just finds ways to get it done.
We talked about him earlier being one of the clutch hitters for this team.
He hits so much better with runners in scoring position and 2 outs
Yes.
than he does with no outs and the base is empty.
Almost works better under pressure.
That's what the numbers say, absolutely. The 1-2 pitch. Ali Mansaba tattoos it into right field. Going back is Goings, and it's out of here. Solo home run for Stabel Ali Mansaba, and the Braves on the board. Solo home run to lead off the 4th inning for Stabel Ali Mansaba. He has his 2nd home run in as many days, his 5th home run of the season, and improves his team best RBI total up to 38. And he extends his hitting streak.
Yes.
It's another
We were
big
just
thing.
talking about that.
And, seems like there's a broadcaster curse that's alive and well. Most of the time when you're talking about somebody having a hitting streak, they won't get a hit that's saying like that. You need to wait
Right.
To talk about those kinds of things till after they already have their hit for that day. I don't think Stabel heard me, and that's the reason it worked.
Good.
Now Beaver hits the ball in the air to right center. This ball going back, and it's also gone. Back-to-back jacks on as many pitches. Drew Beaver leaves the yard. Hey, we said this Braves team can hit and they can put up runs in a hurry. And what did they just do? They scored 2 in the 4th inning.
Slowly chipping away.
Well, perhaps not so slowly.
Yeah, I mean,
if everything is going to be a home run, that's not
going
slow.
Are we going to go 3 for 3?
Let's see. It's Nick Debo, and he certainly has some pop as well.
Yes.
10-2 now, the Pacer lead. It's still comfortable for the number 6 USC Aiken Pacers. But the Braves playing with a chip on their shoulder for sure.
Looks like we see a little bit more life in the Braves dugout than we had the first few innings.
Well, it took the Braves 1 trip through the lineup to get their first hit. Now Debo lines the ball into right center field. This one won't leave the yard, but it's into the gap. Cut off by Price. Debo looking for 2. He's got it standing up. Stand up double for Nick Debo. And here comes the Braves offense.
We said it was going to take, 1 trip around the lineup for them to start figuring out Yabi, and this is more like a Braves hitting team that we've seen in the past.
Christian Snyder, the lefty, comes to the plate. But before he'll have an opportunity to dig in, get a mound visit from USC Aiken. Their pitching coach, Nolan Belcher, wants to have a word with Nick Yabi.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast. It jumped up a notch. It did, didn't it? Yeah, I stabbed a man on the heart.
And
I saw that.
as the stadium is announcing to the fans, it did escalate quickly.
Yes.
Man on fire, and I killed a guy with a trident. Rick, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. You should find yourself a safe house or a relative close.
Nick Debo will stand on second base as Christian Snyder digs back in. Snyder 0 for 1 at the plate today. A guy who on the season is hitting .352. Snyder from Liberty, North Carolina, a senior from Lewisburg College. Another transfer for this Braves team. Takes outside, 1-0. Nick Yabi on the mound has plenty of run support. He's just got to go out there and start getting some outs. It's the first 3 Braves to come to the plate this inning. They've all gotten hits. Back-to-back home runs from Ali Mansaba and Beaver, and then Single by, or a double by Nick Debo. This fastball at the knees, called a strike on Snyder. Again, the wind picks up as Snyder grounds his ball back up the middle, through into center field. They'll wave home Debo from second, coming up throwing his Price. The throw cut off, and the Braves score again. It's 10-3 now. RBI single for Christian Snyder. For Snyder, that's RBI number 21 on the year. And if you were writing this team off for falling behind 10-0, most teams you probably could do that, but
Yes.
but UNCP is not most teams. Now, will they actually complete the comeback? Probably not. It's pretty rare to see a team come back from down 10-0.
But they're definitely a team who's not going to give up. They will go down fighting.
And they've done the hard work. They got on the board. They've got the first couple runs.
Yes.
Here's Justin Datillo.
Sometimes that first run is the hardest.
There for a called strike. Datillo 0 for 1 at the plate today. The junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and a first-year transfer from Maryland Eastern Shore. The 0-1. Another curveball, another called strike as Datillo lays off there, and he's a little bit frustrated with himself for, I think, not being able to pull the trigger on that. 0-2, no outs, 3 runs already in the bottom of the fourth for the Braves. They now trail by 7. The 0-2 pitch, Datillo pops it up, stays in the infield to the right side. In foul territory now. Pereira can't come up with it. And Datillo dodges a major bullet.
Did I do that?
0-2 count, no outs. It's Snyder on first. Ali Mansawa, Beaver, and Debo already scored this inning for the Braves. They trail 10-3 against the number 6 USC Aiken Pacers, the current Peach Belt Conference leader. This ball hit back up the middle, bounces off the mound, past Mercado at second. And Snyder safe at second. Datillo has the Braves' 5th straight hit. He's on first. It took a little while.
Did.
Here comes Nolan Pierce.
Left fielder Nolan Pierce.
This game on the verge of getting interesting.
It is.
And USC Aiken will get somebody out towards the bullpen, starting to warm up. There's been, there's discussion probably almost every year in the offseason. Should the NCAA adopt a mercy rule in baseball? This game could end up being a case, why not? Why you would not want to have a rule that says, well, when a team falls behind by X runs at a certain point, just call the game, it's over.
Because, you never know when a team could have that one inning that just sparks them and gets them going again. Kind of like the Braves have had this inning.
When Pierce faces the 0-1 pitch, grounds it into left field. They'll hold up Snyder at third. The base is loaded. Still no outs in the Braves' half of the fourth. They now have hit safely for 6 straight batters. And what a complete reversal it's been in this game. Suddenly, Nick Yabi can't get an out. Here's Hayden Buffkin.
We talked about him going out there, this inning without any pressure, but I have a feeling he's feeling a little pressure right now.
And just imagine if the score wasn't where it was in the first place
Right.
at 10-0. This turns into just an awful inning for the Pacers. Already 3 runs in, no outs, bases loaded. Buffkin comes to the plate, junior from Laurinburg, North Carolina, by way of Florence Darlington Tech. Pierce on first, Datillo on second, Snyder on third. No place to put Hayden Buffkin. Yabi working from the stretch, the pitch. Buffkin takes just a bit high. That was at the neckline there. He lays off. Dobby with the long hold. Set at the belt, the pitch. Just catches the inside corner, even with the count 1-1. Still no outs in the inning. And it started with a solo home run by Stabel Alimansaba. Drew Beaver followed up on the next pitch. It's almost the same spot, actually knocked it off the scoreboard. We've actually had 2 home runs hit off the scoreboard in this game. I don't think we'd seen any before that this year. Fastball outside corner, strike 2 called on Hayden Buffkin. Roberto Rivera is on deck. Nick Salisbury in the hole. And then we'll be back to Stabel Alimansaba if the Braves can keep that going. He's the one who led off this inning.
Yep.
1-2 count. Bases loaded. No outs. The pitch. Grounded back up the middle. Off the pitcher who comes up throwing to home. Gets the lead runner. So the bases will remain loaded. No run scores on the play. On the fielder's choice. Back to the top of the order. Roberto Rivera. The Braves don't need to be thinking about a home run right now. They have 2 this inning, yes. And they have guys who can hit for power. Roberto Rivera, not really one of them. He doesn't have any home runs this season. He's actually the only hitter in the Braves starting 9 who doesn't have a long ball this year.
I think really they're looking to put it in play, particularly in the outfield, score at least one run.
Curveball, strike 1 called. But now with 1 out, a double play gets the Pacers out of this inning. How big would that be that the Braves would load the bases and not score any runs out of it with no outs?
Yeah.
But that's a worst-case scenario right now for Roberto Rivera. He's so fast that it's really hard to double him off.
It is.
He takes the fastball low and away.
Doesn't happen much that he gets picked off on a double play.
10-3 USC Aiken. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 3 runs already in the Braves half of the 4th. The base is loaded for Rivera. Dobby from the stretch, the pitch. High and away. 2-1 now. And Rivera is a pretty patient hitter. Leads the Braves with 23 walks. He has 43 hits and 112 at-bats coming into today's game, and he's 1 for 2 so far in this one. Just a sophomore as well. The 2-1, Rivera grounds it back up the middle. Mercado flips it to the shortstop, and there is, the throw to first, not in time. Wow, that was so close to a double play.
That was.
And if Rivera wasn't so fast, that run wouldn't have scored. That would have ended the inning. Instead, the Braves stay alive. It's 10-4 now. Runners at the corners and 2 outs.
Traditionally, that's a double play, but as we talked about with Roberto Rivera's speed, it's so hard to get him out.
Buffkin out at second. Here's the 9th hitter to come up this inning. It's Nick Salisbury. Stillo scores. It's Pierce on 3rd and Rivera on 1st. 2 outs. In a 6-run game. Pickoff throw over to first. Rivera dives back in safely. Nick Salisbury, the .343 batting average. Switch hitter at the plate. The pitch, swung on, fouled off into the backstop. With 2 outs, Rivera will be running on contact. And a well-hit ball to the outfield. It's not out of the question for him to score from first. He is that fast. And he has so much speed, you are tempted to unleash it. You're tempted to try to see him steal.
Right.
But Schoen has such a nice arm from behind the plate. The 0-1 grounded foul into the left field corner. 0-2 to Nick Salisbury. Braves started this inning down 10-0. Can put that deficit in half with another run here. This inning already very good for the Braves, but it's not over yet. Can still do more. From the stretch, the 0-2 pitch. Salisbury skies it into shallow center. Mercado comes back from second base, makes the catch. The Braves do score 4 runs on 6 hits. They leave runners at the corners. We're through 4 innings at Cox Field. UNC Pembroke trails 10-4. Well, USC Aiken saw their very comfortable 10-0 lead really get cut down by the Braves in that last half inning. It's 10-4 right now. Jesse Stinnett staying on the bump for the Braves. He's had a couple of good innings and a couple of bad innings. It's been the odd number of innings that have really hurt him. And the top of the fifth about to get underway. 10-4 the score. It'll be 8-9-1 this inning for USC Aiken. David Lankster to get things started. He's 1 for 2 at the plate with a 2-run single his last time up in the third. And then Ammerman and Mercado also due up this inning for the number 6 USC Aiken Pacers. First pitch swinging. That one takes a tough bounce on Buffkin, gets past him, and they'll rule that an error. So the leadoff man aboard, Lankster, doesn't pick up a hit there, but he's not going to, hand it back and say, no, I'd like to be on base, thank you. And for the second inning in a row, USC Aiken has the leadoff hitter aboard. They didn't put the leadoff guy aboard in any of the first 3 innings when they combined to score 10 runs. Pickoff throw over to first, nearly having Lankster there. He's able to get back. Lankster doesn't have a stolen base attempt this year. Ammerman takes there, called a strike on the outside corner. Tyler Ammerman, 1 for 2 in this one, had a 3-run homer in the third. That actually drove in, those were the last runs USC Aiken scored. And it seems like that was a long time ago.
It really does.
It's been a lengthy game, but you kind of can't avoid it when you have 14 runs in 4 innings between the two teams. There's only so much you can do as a coaching staff and as players out there when everybody's hitting and there's just been a lot of offense. It takes a long time. It just does.
It does.
Another pickoff throw. First base umpire Jimmy Paler saying that he's back in. Our other umpire behind the plate is Jeff Mullins today. This ball hit in the air towards right field. Debo on the run, going into foul territory, and he's not going to get to it. Just too far for him to run. And it's just a very long strike 2 on Tyler Ammerman.
Good effort there from Nick Debo.
No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner on first is Lankster. Top of the 5th. Pitch, swung on, fouled off. That Nick DiTillo as it bounces towards the Pacer dugout. The Braves catcher appears to be okay. This next pitch will be the 93rd of the game for Jesse Stinnett. A guy who Paul O'Neill's certainly not afraid to let the pitch count get up there. Both go 100, 110, 120 pitches.
We question whether he would even be out this inning.
After giving up 10 runs in 3 innings, the trust shown by the Braves staff, and perhaps it's to try to save the bullpen a little bit, but I would say more so they trust him. They wouldn't hand him the ball if they didn't trust him to go out there and get the job done.
Exactly.
It's a difficult start for the Braves in this game, but they have the time left in this game to try to keep coming back. Hammerman in the right-handed batter's box. The 1-2 pitch upstairs, 2-2. The wind blowing hard from left to right. That does not help a right-handed hitter like Tyler Hammerman. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled off as Hammerman stays alive. Other than the wind, a picture-perfect day.
It is.
For a ball game.
Especially compared to yesterday's weather that we've had.
The weather, it's been the last, well, I guess mostly 12 hours.
Right.
A lot of rain in the area. A lot more actually south and west of here. There's other parts of the Peach Belt Conference getting hit a lot harder by the Gulf storm. This ball hit in the air to shallow left center field that drops into no man's land. Another hit for Tyler Hammerman, his second of the game. And now with no outs, runners on first and second for the Pacers. A very long battle, and the Pacer hitter wins it. Kyler Mercado comes back up to the plate, the leadoff hitter in today's Pacer batting order. He's 1 for 3 at the dish. It's really been the 1 and 2 hitters that haven't done much today for USC Aiken. Mercado's 1 for 3. Pal is 0 for 3. Everybody else for USC Aiken has been money. Showing bunt, pulling back as this one misses high and tight. 1-0. Lankster is on second, Hammerman on first. No outs in the top of the 5th inning. It's 1-0, bunt shown. High up in the air to the right side. Snyder can't get to it as that went over his head. He played the bunt so well, that supposed to come in on it and be ready for the slow roller, that because that was such a mis-executed bunt, he wasn't in a position to make what would have been the play.
Not what was supposed to happen.
In a lot of ways, that wasn't what was supposed to happen.
Right.
So it's strike one. Maybe another chance for Mercado to try to lay down another one. Give the Pacers credit. I mean, with 10 runs already in, they could be just out there trying to keep swinging. Bunt laid down over to first. Snyder scoops it up, flips over to Salisbury, who's covering. And the sack bunt, that time, works for Mercado. Runners now to second and third. And here's Chaz Powell. Powell is absolutely due. He's 0 for 3 in this one. Coming into today's game, hitting .361 with 33 runs batted in. So, Ducks on the pond here. Runners on second and third with 1 out. Double play ball not in effect. And the Braves infield comes in to try to cut off the run at home plate. High and away on the fastball from Stinnett. 1-0. If you didn't look at the scoreboard right now, you would think this was a very close game late in the ball game.
You would.
Instead, it's the 5th inning and a 10-4 lead for USC Aiken. You'd think it was maybe 2-1, 2-0, or tied 1-1. Playing some small ball right now. 100 pitch. And that hits him on the back. Base is now loaded as Chaz Powell on base for the first time today. I'm sure that's not how he wanted to reach base for the first time.
But he'll take it.
Yeah, he'll take it. Base is now loaded. And Brian Pereira to the plate. 1 for 3. No place to put him. Braves defense returns to double play depth. Now that there's a runner on first. Opportunity to turn two to get out of this inning. Or a chance for USC Aiken to break this game. I don't know if you want to say break it open again or break it further open. I don't know what's more accurate. It was 10-0. The Braves scored 4 last inning. Pacers with the momentum right now as the fastball misses low and away. And Pereira from Annapolis, Maryland, playing first base today for the Pacers. He'll also play some catcher for USC Aiken, although it's been showing all weekend so far. The stretch, the 1-0. Hit in the air towards left field. On the run is Pierce. He's to it for the out and comes up throwing. It will be cut off, and an RBI fly out by Brian Pereira makes it 11-4. Runners staying put on first and second, so 2 away now and just the 1 runner in scoring position. And if the Braves are able to just have that run be the only one that scores the inning, that's
a good inning.
A small victory. A small victory
right.
for Stinnett. Zach Moon to the plate. He's walked all 3 times he's come up and would love a big hit here. Takes inside, ball 1 called. $11 runs on 11 hits, 1 error by the Pacers. 4 runs on 7 hits, 1 error by the Braves. Stinnett's 1-0. Swing and a miss. Almost like Moon is out of practice at swinging right now. It seems like it's been a long time since he's gotten to even swing at a pitch. Of those 3 walks he's had,
it's got to be hard to approach it at bat after you've already been walked so many times.
I believe 2 of them were on 4 pitches. There's only been 1 strike thrown to him. That one might not have been a strike. He was kind of chasing a little bit. The 1-1. He hits the ball into right field. Debo on the run, can't get to it. A 1-hopper off the wall, and that will score 1. And that's all. An RBI double for Zach Moon. Runners to second and third. It's 12-4 Pacers. So Zach Moon waited so patiently to finally get to swing the bat.
That had to feel good for him.
He's one of the best hitters on this Pacer team. That was his 40th run batted in on the season. He leads the team in that category. Paul O'Neill will come out. Not sure if this is going to be the hook for Jesse Stinnett. You'd wonder, well, why now of all times with 2 outs and runners on second and third. And we will get a pitching change. So we'll be right back on the Braves Broadcast Network. USC Aiken, the number 6 team in all of the land, leads 12-4.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
The new pitcher for UNCP is number 43, Tyler Holt. He replaces starter Jesse Stinnett, who went 4 2/3, gave up 12 runs on 12 hits, and he's responsible for both of these base runners.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Tyler Holt warming up, the senior, 6 foot even, from Cary, North Carolina, a transfer from Lewisburg College. Inherits a situation with 2 outs, runners on second and third, and the Braves trailing 12-4 in the top of the 5th inning against the number 6 ranked USC Aiken Pacers. With Morgan Sheehan, I'm Cameron Songer. Thanks again for joining us for Braves baseball on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon at Cox Field in Pembroke, North Carolina. This is a real test of a young Braves team playing a higher-ranked opponent, a very good team, the current Peach Belt Conference leader, and trying to bounce back from an extra innings loss last night, and the Braves came out and got hit in the mouth early in this game.
Definitely not the kind of start you want in this game, coming off the loss of last night's game. A back and forth game, losing in extra innings. I mean, that's tough, but coming back and being down 10-0, that's a hard way to start.
Well, you look at the records of both teams, and they're not separated by much in the loss column. USC Aiken has lost 5 PBC games. The Braves have lost 7. But the Pacers have played a lot more. They're 17-5, and the Braves are 9-7 in the league right now. Max Schoen digs in. The catcher today for the Pacers is 2 for 3 at the plate. Has 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored, and also a stolen base. First pitch of the afternoon by Tyler Holt gets away from Datillo, and that scores a run.
Datillo had trouble finding the ball.
So a run scores on the passed ball. His pal scampers home. Zach Moon scoots over to third. Max Schoen will face a 1-0 count. It's been one of those days for the Braves. Datillo, it sounded like that ball landed in his mitt just from the pop of the glove,
Yeah,
and then he
it
couldn't
did.
find it. From the stretch, the 1-0 pitch from Holt, swung on, grounded, third base line, just foul. Zach Moon had to duck there. Gonna play in limbo a little bit with that hot shot to the hot corner. Two outs, runner on third, 1-1 count. Tyler Holt, the Braves reliever, working. The pitch high and away. Max Schoen, product of Thompson Valley High School, calls Loveland, Colorado his hometown. The stretch, the 2-1 from Holt, in the dirt for ball 3.
Mickey.
13-4, the USC Aiken lead. Top of the 5th inning as we approach the halfway point of this ball game. The 3-1. Swung on, hit high in the air to right field. Debo goes back to the wall, leaps up, and it's gone. A 2-run home run for Max Schoen. It's 15-4 Pacers. So both of those runners that Jesse Stinnett was responsible for come around to score. And the first batter faced by Tyler Holt deposits a 2-run homer over the right field fence. The hits just keep coming today for the Pacers, and on comes Mitchell Price. He'll be the 8th different batter this inning for USC Aiken. He has a home run as well. He's 2 for 3. Holt now working from the windup, and the first pitch in there for a called strike.
Another long inning for the Braves.
It's been those odd-numbered innings. 4 in the first, 6 in the third, and now 5 here in the 5th. It's that one high and away. Shutout in the even-numbered innings.
Let's just play the even innings. Is that possible? Can we do that?
Well, the Braves, if you look at just the even innings, they'd be winning 4-0. This ball crushed into left field on a couple bounces. It rolls to Pierce. It's the 15th hit of the game, 14th hit of the game by USC Aiken.
Up next for the Pacers, right fielder.
2-out single by Mitchell Price. He's now 3 for 4. Here's Niall Goings. 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. 1 run batted in. This is the second inning now where the Pacers have batted around. They did it in the third. They're doing it again here in the fifth. Ball one called to Goings. Osborne High School graduate, Marietta, Georgia. Holt with the pitch. At the knees for called strike. Goings waving the bat behind his head, ready for this 1-1 pitch. Here it is. And he hurts that ball into center field on a couple bounces. Rivera has a little trouble coming up with it, but doesn't cost the Braves anything. Price will hold up at second. Another hit for USC Aiken. That's number 15 in this game. And the inning continues. Back to David Lankster, who started this inning by reaching on an error. Lankster scored 2 runs, knocked in 2 runs. He's 1 for 3 at the plate. It's just coming from everywhere today for USC Aiken. 3 different guys with home runs. Everybody except the number 2 hitter, Chaz Powell, has at least 1 base hit.
I was going to say there's not really a one particular person, 1 or 2 people for this USC Aiken lineup that really stick out. It's been a group effort.
It takes hit after hit after hit to put up these big innings.
It does.
Because last time I checked, 1 guy can't hit a 5-run homer.
That's right.
Might have to check my math on that, though.
Would be impressive.
Long lead off of second for Price as strike 2 delivered to Lankster. 0-2, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. 5 runs already in this inning for the number 6 USC Aiken Pacers. Lead by 11 runs. Holt from the stretch, the pitch, swung on. Lofted out towards shallow right field. Debo camps out under it, makes the catch after the wind carries it to him. And this inning finally comes to a close, but not before USC Aiken scores 5 runs on 5 hits. And we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 15-4, USC Aiken. This game turning into a very long one as both teams in their last respective half innings batted around. We've seen 9 runs in the course of the last inning total.
Right.
The Braves had 4 in the bottom of the 4th. The Pacers had 5 there in the top of the 5th. They've added to their lead. It's 15-4 as the Braves come up here in the bottom of the 5th. Morgan Sheehan, I'm Cameron Songer. UNCP Braves baseball in a Peach Belt Conference series against the USC Aiken Pacers, who are the current PBC leaders and ranked number 6 in the country. And they are flexing their muscles here today on the Braves. One more game between these two teams this weekend will be taking place tomorrow at 1 p.m. We'll bring that to you right here on the Braves Broadcast Network. Really busy week for Braves athletics. Happening at the same time as our broadcast tomorrow, there'll also be UNCP softball going on just across the way. If you're in the area, come stop by LRA Field or Sammy Cox Field or
We'll do both.
Or, yeah, get the park hopper pass and then go back and forth. Ismail Ali Mansaba leads off. He homered last time up. It's 1 for 2 at the dish. And UNCP softball taking place again on Monday and again on Wednesday. And then again Friday and Saturday of next week. For all of those scheduling things, as in the potential weather rolling through, we saw weather already change the weekend schedule quite a bit for both teams. It could change again over the course of the next week. Check uncpbraves.com for all things Braves athletics, including game previews, recaps, highlights.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff, exactly. 2-1 the count to Ali Mansaba. Beaver and Debo will follow him this inning. They got down to business last inning. Mansaba takes high and away there, ball 3. It's still Nick Yabi out there on the mound for the Pacers, by the way. Let's see how he bounces back from a 4 inning. We haven't really had to talk about much that Yabi's done. He's been just a rock out there.
He has.
Pitching-wise, this ball popped straight back by Ali Mansaba. Count goes full.
Last inning was really the first time we saw him be put in a pressure situation. And I don't want to say struggle, but it wasn't what we've seen the first few innings from him.
Payoff pitch to Ali Mansaba. Grounded back up the middle. A diving stop at short by Ammerman. The throw in time. What a play by Ammerman at short. That's the best defensive play we've seen in a long time.
I could make SportsCenter top 10 plays.
Wow. Tyler Ammerman, the junior shortstop for USC Aiken, just robbed Ismail Ali Mansaba. And we knew USC Aiken could swing the bats. They have 15 runs on 15 hits in this game. What they just showed there is they defend so well. Outstanding defense as Drew Beaver showed a bunt, pulled it back, and it bounced off. I couldn't tell if that was the catcher or the umpire, but it got away. Drew Beaver at the plate. He's 1 for 2, homered last time up on the first pitch he saw in that at-bat. Curveball called strike 1. Drew Beaver also reached on an error in the second to lead off that inning. Was the Braves' first base runner. Didn't score that time. The 1-1. Really, that one wasn't even close. 2-1. Righty-righty matchup. Yabi from the windup. He delivers. Beaver hurts that ball, but foul. Boy, he straightens that out. That's potentially a home run.
Yeah.
Potentially. I mean, where it ended up was, on top of the batting cages over there, very close to the left field corner.
It would be a close call, whether it would be a home run or not.
It's certainly an extra base hit.
Definitely.
Instead, it's strike 2, and here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off this time to the right side, and, well, he just got a piece of that. Two, 1 out. Bases empty, bottom of the 5th inning. Braves trail 15-4 against the number 6 Pacers. The pitch, grounded to second. Mercado to it, and the toss over to first is in plenty of time. So the shortstop, Aaron, had an unbelievable, sensational, ridiculous, whatever you want to call it, play for the first ground out. And that was the definition of routine for the second one. But in your scorebook, it's a 6-3 ground out and a 4-3 ground out this inning. When Nick Debo comes to the plate, he's 1 for 2. Transfer from Brunswick Community College via Durham, North Carolina. Nick Debo takes a first pitch there, ball 1. The Braves right fielder has gotten his workout in the outfield. He's been running all over the place. A lot of balls been hit out that way with the wind blowing that direction. He's really had to burn some calories out there.
Yes.
Getting a workout. The 1-1. Inside, that came very close to hitting him near the belt. Ball 2. Sun ducks behind some clouds. Here's the 2-1. Scoots out of the glove there of Schoen, but able to hang on for ball 3. Three-1 offering. Hit hard, past the diving first baseman Pereira into right field. Nick Devo has his second hit of the ball game, a 2-out single. So now Christian Snyder, 1 for 2 with an RBI single last time he came up. The Braves batted around last inning after it took them the better part of 3 innings to get through their lineup the first time. Debo on first. And now we'll get a quick visit on the mound from USC Aiken catcher Schoen. The definition of a quick visit there again.
Yeah.
We joked about it. I think there was one in the first inning. It was to the first batter, too.
It was.
Where Yabi fell behind 2-0 to Roberto Rivera. Max Schoen came right out. Probably said about 4 words.
Yeah. Fastest conversation out there.
And in that situation, maybe there's actually not a conversation at all. Maybe it's strictly psychological.
Maybe.
He'll come out there, stand, make deep, piercing eye contact, and then walk away. And somehow it encourages his pitcher to pitch better. You never know with catchers, man.
No. Maybe he's reading his mind. You never know.
Catcher is the closest analog in at least American sports, I would say, to a hockey goalie.
Yes.
Yeah, you could maybe argue that a soccer goalie is similar. I would disagree. I mean, look at the gear. The apparel is very similar.
Right. I would agree with you in that.
And hockey goalies are crazy.
Yeah.
So a catcher is the closest thing to that. Ground out there by Christian Snyder ends the inning. The Braves come up empty in the 5th. We're through 5 in Pembroke, and USC Aiken leads 15-4.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Five innings in the books at Sammy Cox Field on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Peach Belt Conference Series here underway, and the USC Aiken Pacers showing their might right now. 15 runs on 15 hits, 1 error by the visitors. For the Braves, 4 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. And, you hate to pin it all on the pitching, but Jesse Stinnett came out, went 4 2/3, and left Tyler Holt's situation with 2 runners on, and both of those runs came in on a Max Schoen 2-run homer. Tyler Holt finally able to get that last out of last inning, but it's been tough for the Braves.
It has been.
They fell behind 10-0. They put a nice 4 spot together in the bottom of the 4th, and then the Pacers come back and score 5 in the top of the 5th. And it just seems like it's the Braves. You hate to think they check out, but at a certain point you do just look forward to the next game and say,
right.
Let's get this game done.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I mean, the lead now, it's almost getting out of reach, and kind of, it's hard to come back from this.
11 runs with the top of the 6th inning getting underway now.
Hey, but it is an even inning, so maybe.
So the Pacers probably won't score.
Right, and maybe the Braves will. Hopefully the Braves will.
15-4. Pacers with 4 in the first, 6 in the third, and 5 in the fifth. The Braves got all 4 of their runs in the bottom of the fourth. Big innings have been the story. Tyler Ammerman leading off this inning, facing a 2-0 or 3-0 count. And the pitch. Strike one called on the changeup. Ammerman is 2 for 3 at the dish today. He has a single and a 3-run homer. Scored a pair of runs and 3 runs batted in. 3-1 misses upstairs. Ammerman on base to lead off the 6th for the Pacers. Back to the top of the order, Skylar Mercado.
Now batting, second baseman number 11, Skylar Mercado.
Mercado so far today, he's 1 for 3, had a sac bunt his last time up, so this is actually his 5th trip to the batter's box. Takes just below the knees there, ball 1. Good crowd on hand at Sammy Cox Field, enjoying the sun, enjoying the offensive explosion this whole series. This one chopped over to third. Buffkin has to hurry with the throw. He does get it in there in time. Advancing to second is Ammerman, and there's 1 away in the Pacers' 6th.
Yeah, this series has really been a lot of offense.
Now batting, left fielder number 12.
Even more so today, it
Right.
seems. Yesterday, 11-9, so 20 total runs. This one, 15-4. But I mean, I'd be surprised if there wasn't any more scoring. It's only the top of the 6th.
That's true.
There's still 2 more odd-numbered innings for USC Aiken to keep their sort of bizarre pattern alive. Here's Chaz Powell, 0 for 3. He was hit by a pitch last time up. That was the only time he's been on base. He's the only Pacer player without a hit in this ball game in terms of batters.
Definitely due for a hit.
Takes a curveball there, strike 1. Powell came in hitting 361, so he's no slouch at the plate, just having an off day, but his teammates have picked him up, and that is probably the understatement of the month. On the stretch, Holt with the 0-1. Curveball fouled off into the net, 0-2. A strong gust of wind blowing out to right field. And again, that favors left-handed hitters by and large. They're able to get out in front and pull the ball. It would take an opposite field poke by a righty to get the benefit of this particular direction of wind. Holt with the 0-2, just missed the outside corner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chaz Powell. Holt taking his time, gets the signal he likes. Ready to come home with the pitch. Fouled off again. Fighting off a high pitch there was Powell. That was probably ball 2.
Yeah.
Gorgeous blue skies and the sun again behind some clouds right now, but after the rain we had this morning, this is a very welcome sight.
I don't think many people will complain about this.
1-2, poked foul by Powell. It looked like that was almost a one-handed swing.
Yeah.
He kind of lunged at it. It looked awkward.
Got to protect the plate there.
But he's able to stay alive on the foul ball, exactly. Ryan Pereira waiting on deck. 1 out, a runner on second in the top half of the 6th. Holt glances over his shoulder. Now the pitch. Swung on, grounded up the middle. There's the hit for Chaz Powell. They'll wave home Ammerman. The throw from center field by Rivera is cut off, and it's an RBI hit for Chaz Powell. 16-4 Pacers. So there we go, the first run in an even-numbered inning in this game by USC Aiken, and now I don't know what to think because this whole
We
streak
thought we had them figured out.
they were going to score a crooked number in an odd-numbered inning and not score in the even-numbered innings, but not the case. 1 out, 1 run in, a runner on first, and Brian Pereira to the plate.
You talked about earlier the broadcasters jinx. I think we jinxed
yeah.
ourselves on our own theory.
Pacers now doubling up the Braves in the hit column at 16-8. This ball grounded into right field, just splitting perfectly Salisbury and Snyder on the right side of the infield. Brian Pereira, not a gorgeous hit there, but he'll take it. Another single. His second hit of the game. He's now 2 for 4. And it brings up Zach Moon, who's walked 3 times and had an RBI double last time. 16 runs on 17 hits, 1 error by USC Aiken, 4 runs on 8 hits, and 1 error by the Braves. Moving up in the Braves bullpen is Chris Stewart. See how much longer Tyler Holt is able to go. Looks like Stewart hasn't been up there for very long. This is probably his inning to finish out. Largest lead of the game for the Pacers at 12. The 6th-ranked team in NCAA's Division II, putting on an offensive display here this afternoon. Holtz from the stretch, the 1-0 pitch. Curveball missed low. Just missing low, 2-0. It's Pereira on first, Powell on second. Zach Moon at the plate. The 2-0 pitch. Brushing off Moon a little bit there. Some chin music. 3-0. Tyler Holt waits for his sign. Comes set. The pitch. Strike 1 called. The 3-1. Strike 2. So we talked last time Zach Moon came up about the fact that he might be a little rusty. He walked the first 3 times he came up and then had an RBI double last time. So
not really in his groove, I guess.
He's been on base every time. 3-2, 1 out, runners on first and second. 1 run already in this inning for the Pacers. The pitch swung on and missed. Zach Moon finally retired. The Braves find a way to get him out, especially the first strikeout of the game by a Braves pitcher. And there's 2 away in the Pacers half of the 6th. So here's Max Schoen. Schoen homered his last time up. He's 3 for 4. Scored 3 runs and knocked in 4 runs. I'd say he's having a pretty good day at the plate.
I think so. We'll take that any day.
Showing the redshirt senior from Loveland, Colorado. Has a runner on second and a runner on first. 16-4 Pacer lead. Now Holt ready, and the pitch in there for a called strike at the knees. Mitchell Price waits on deck. He also has a home run in this game. He's also 3 for 4. This part of the Pacer batting order has given UNCP pitching fits all afternoon.
It has. They've done the most damage.
The 0-1, grounded down the third base line, foul. Schoen had his 6th home run of the season earlier today. Mitchell Price had his 9th. Just a very, very potent Pacer batting order, up and down, but especially this part, and especially this weekend. Holt waiting. Now timeout called by Schoen. He didn't like how long Holt was taking to throw this pitch. But again, you ignore the scoreboard. This is a big moment in a game usually.
Right.
2 outs, a runner in scoring position, and an 0-2 pitch. Here's the delivery. Hit in the air to shallow right center field. Debo comes running in, loses his hat, but makes the catch. Just 1 run in the inning for USC Aiken. We're through 5.5 at Sammy Cox Field. It's 16-4 Pacers. It's still Nick Yabe on the bump for USC Aiken. Take away that big 4th inning the Braves had, and he has been stellar and basically lights out for the Pacers. He's thrown 78 pitches, and 53 of them have been strikes. Now that's almost too many strikes. You almost would like to see a pitcher throw a few more balls in there, because the Braves kind of jumped all over him in that 4th inning where they scored all 4 of their runs. But he's taken the mound once again, bottom of the 6th inning, and the Braves trail 16-4. Nick Yabe, he's not going to get much better run support in a game.
No.
You can't ask for anything more than 16 runs across 6 innings. We'll get a pinch hitter here for the Braves. Number 25, Alex Minton, will take over in Justin DeTillo's spot. We get the bottom of the 6th inning underway. Ball 1 called to Minton. Minton, a redshirt junior from Wilkesboro, North Carolina, by way of Catawba Valley Community College. The 1-0, fouled off to the left side. That's the other thing to keep an eye on as we head into the home stretch of this game is how many substitutions will we see, how many pinch hitters, defensive replacements. Because in a 12-run game, you get some other guys some reps and some looks.
Some experience, yeah.
Opportunities to go up, get a Peach Belt Conference at bat against some quality pitching, and for the pitchers a chance to throw some quality hitting. 2-1 misses away. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Alex Minton. Suddenly Nick Yabe, when we talked about his command and his control, it's again, the broadcaster jinx alive and well, ladies and gentlemen.
Happened in when the Braves scored 4 runs. We were just talking about how well he'd been as well.
Minton very close to keeping that ball fair, but it's into the left field corner, foul. So full count now to Alex Minton. As Minton leads off for the Braves in the bottom of the 6th. Payoff pitch on the way from Yabi. Fouled off again, this time to the left side. Over the Braves dugout and out of play. Nick Yabi has not struck out a single Braves hitter yet. Also hasn't walked any either. Very clean sheet for him. 3-2 pitch is grounded. A high chopper to second. Charging it is Mercado. Tosses it to first, and there's the out. One away in the Braves half of the 6th. 8 hits for the black and gold against Nick Yabi. The Pacers have 17. Big discrepancy in that column. It's even bigger in the runs column. 16-4 is the score. Nolan Pierce now digs in. He is 1 for 2 at the plate today. Local product from Scotland High School in Laurel Hill. Takes strike 1. Flag standing pretty stiff as it's blowing, the wind blowing that hard from left to right. Pierce crushes this ball, but it's high and foul to the left side. He straightens that out. That's a home run.
Yes.
That ball just jumped off the bat. So the weather starts to warm up. I think we'll see more of that for the Braves. They have guys who just really make great contact. And they're strong, so it's often well-hit balls. This one just foul to the left side. Another good piece of contact by Pearson. You see, 2-strike hitting there. He took a little bit off it. The ball didn't come flying off his bat. It was a little bit more of a protective swing.
Yeah, I was going to say really just focusing on protecting the plate and not striking out.
But if that ball's fair, it's a double.
Yes.
And Nolan Pierce is, he's good enough that a protective swing.
Yeah. Protective swing could turn into a double.
Oh, easily. Easily for Nolan Pierce. The 0-2 offering once again misses high. Really, nobody up and throwing right now in the USC Aiken bullpen. Nick Yabi's pitch count, we talked about it, not that high.
No.
Pierce goes low, hits it to short. Ammerman, the throw to first, just in the nick of time. And there's 2 away in the Braves half of the 6th. So Hayden Buffkin now to the plate. Buffkin 0 for 2 today. Reached on a fielder's choice last time he came up. That was in the 4th. The pitch. Breaking ball, called a strike. Yabi working fairly quickly. 0-1. Misses low and away, gets past his catcher, and takes a high bounce into the net behind home plate. Actually might have glanced the foot of Show in there. That's painful.
Yeah.
That's no good. But catcher's a tough guy. He shakes it right off, keeps going. 1-1 is fouled off. One ball, 2 strikes. Bases empty, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning, Braves trail 16-4. Yabi winds and fires. Grounded to short once again. Ammerman comes up throwing and has the out. 1-2-3, a very quick inning for the Braves in the 6th. We'll go to the top of the 7th when we come back. 16-4, Pacers. new pitcher for UNCP, for 38, Chris Stewart. Stewart is a senior from Batesburg, South Carolina, and transferred into UNCP from USC Lancaster. Another defensive change for the Braves is Minton will stay in the game and play catcher after he pinch hit for Justin Totillo. So Tyler Holt went an inning and a third and gave up 2 runs. (16-4) as we begin the top of the 7th inning. Morgan Sheehan, I'm Cameron Songer. Thanks for joining us on the Braves Broadcast Network. Game 2 of a 3-game Peach Belt Conference weekend series. The Braves and the Pacers will conclude this series tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Catch that right here on the Braves YouTube channel.
Now the 7th inning for USC Aiken center fielder.
The Mitchell Price to start this inning for the Pacers. He's 3 for 4, 3 runs scored and 2 runs batted in. Came on a 2-run homer back in the first. Price will be followed by Goings and Lankster if the Pacers don't pinch hit, that is.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if they do any pinch hitting.
Got a 12-run lead.
Why not?
Final 3 innings of this one. Well, the Braves show that they can put up runs in a hurry,
That's true.
but 12 is a lot of runs to make up with 9 outs to work with.
Right.
(1-0). Missed low. Pitch, high and away. So Chris Stewart, his first 3 pitches have all been balls. Let's see if he's able to come with some better pitches here and find the strike zone and help let his defense do some work for him. That one was actually pretty close to being a ball, up high, and Mitchell Price laid off. Home plate umpire Jeff Mullins calling the strike. Probably was a strike, but just 3-1, and there's ball 4. That was pretty close. Both of those were pretty close. I would say close to 50-50, and well, that's what happens when you go 50-50 twice.
Yeah.
Chances are one is called a ball, one is called a strike.
Yep.
Leadoff walk for Mitchell Price. He's aboard for the 4th time in this game. Now Niall Goings, 3 for 4 with 3 singles, 1 run batted in, 1 run scored. Everybody in the Pacers batting order has at least 1 hit. As the team, they've collected 17. Strike 1 called to Goings. Stewart with the changeup there. From the stretch, the pitch hit past the diving Drew Beaver at short. Aggressive base running is Price going for 3. The throw as he slides in, safe. No out single by Niall Goings, and well, the Pacers not taking the foot off the gas one bit. They know Mitchell Price is a fast base runner.
So they're showing that they're still going to be aggressive.
But generally, that's not a smart play to try to take third on a ball hit to left field.
No.
They caught the Braves sleeping, though. David Lankster now at the plate. He's 1 for 4, had a 2-run single in the 3rd inning. That helped the Pacers break this one open. They had 4 in the 1st, 6 in the 3rd, 5 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and threatening again here in the 7th. Goings is on first, Price is on 3rd. David Lankster at the plate facing an 0-1 count. Stewart's pitch. Hit in the air towards center field. Rivera doesn't have to move very far. Comes in, makes the catch. Comes up throwing, trying to tag from 3rd as Price. The throw cut off. And it's an RBI fly out by David Lankster. 17-4 Pacers.
The shortstop, Tyler Emmerman.
One away, and Tyler Emmerman comes to the plate. He's 2 for 3. 3 runs scored, 3 runs batted in. He homered in the 3rd. The Pacers concluding their 5th trip through the batting order right now in the 7th inning. This one in the dirt, a nice block by Minton as he keeps it in front. Doesn't allow the extra base there for Goings. The double play ball remains a possibility for the Braves. Infield at double play depth. Second baseman Salisbury, shortstop Beaver, playing a little bit closer to that second base bag. Check swing, fouled off. As Ammerman couldn't help but make contact with that ball there. Stewart's ready. From the stretch, the pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. One run already in this inning for the visitors from USC Aiken. The pitch, swing and a miss. Ammerman couldn't catch up with the fastball. 2-2. With a win here today, the number 6 USC Aiken Pacers would have their 28th win on the season. They'd clinch the series win. They could go for the sweep tomorrow. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Braves pick up a strikeout. Chris Stewart has one. Tyler Holt had one a couple innings ago after the starter, Jesse Stinnett, didn't have any.
That was a good at-bat for Chris Stewart.
And an important out. It's the second out of the inning. Back to the top of the order, here's Skylar Mercado. Mercado just 1 for 4 today. That's been the top of the order. That's kind of been the weak spot in this game for the Pacers. Both of the top 2 hitters, 1 for 4. It's been everybody else who's been
the people
raking,
below them.
especially the middle part of the order.
Yeah.
A lot of that has come from trying to pitch around Zach Moon, who's walked 3 times. That's kind of been the catalyst for a lot of things the Pacers have done. Is he's been getting on, and then they've been bringing him home.
Just shows that they don't depend on one person on their team.
There's a lot of talent
Yes.
at the plate for USC Aiken, a lot of different hitters. The 2-0 swung on, fouled back by Mercado. Wind blowing in just a little bit from the left side. But it's been mostly out towards right field to the right field corner. 2-1, swing and a miss. As Mercado not able to get a piece of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner on first. 17-4 is the lead for the number 6 USC Aiken Pacers. The pitch, swung on, fouled off the foot of Mercado. Stays alive.
That can't feel good.
Also an unpleasant sensation. Anytime a batted ball is bouncing off of someone's foot, either in the batter's box or behind, hopefully the catcher, the umpire. We've seen a couple of them here today.
Yeah, we have.
Not fun. 2-2. Goes out and gets it. Hits it into center field. Rivera makes the catch. The Pacers get just 1 in the inning. 7th inning stretch time at Cox Field. It's all Pacers. They lead 17-4. Bottom of the 7th inning at Sammy Cox Field on the campus of UNC Pembroke. Braves not having a great day today after they took a heartbreaking loss yesterday. This one hasn't been close.
No.
Couple defensive changes for the Pacers, as Charles Padilla will take over behind home plate for Showen. And it will be Joey Smithers taking over at second base.
Leading off for UNCP center fielder Roberto Rivera.
Top of the order for the Braves to start the 7th inning. And it's still the starter, Nick Yabi, out there on the hill for USC Aiken. We said it last inning, we'll say it again. Other than that one big inning where the Braves hit back-to-back home runs to start the inning, ended up scoring 4 runs. He's been nearly perfect.
Yes.
In this game.
He has looked really strong on the mound.
Rivera fouls this one off himself. It's foul. It ended up bouncing back into fair territory, and the Pacers wanted to record the out, but it bounced off while he's still in the batter's box. That's a foul ball. Rivera is 1 for 3 at the plate today, singled in the 3rd. But yeah, you talk about that one big inning. 4 runs on 6 hits in that 4th inning for UNCP. In the game, they have 4 runs on 8 hits, and it's the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah.
Do the math on that. They just have 2 other hits.
Yeah.
A total of 1 other base runner outside of those innings where they had hits. Curveball for strike 2 there inside on Rivera. The windup, the 1-2 pitch. Curveball again, this time called a ball. That was the 98th pitch of the game for Yabi. This one will be 99. It comes on a 2-2 count to Rivera. The pitch hit over the head of the shortstop into left field. Rivera has his 2nd single of the game, and that's the right start the Braves wanted in the bottom of the 7th. That breaks a pretty good streak for Nick Yabi, who before that had retired 7 of the previous 8 hitters he had faced. Not bad.
No.
But I think his day is done.
Not a bad day either. He's had a very good day.
He'll hand over the baseball. We'll get a pitching change for USC Aiken. We'll take a break. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. 17-4, Pacers lead.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
The new pitcher for USC Aiken is a 6'4", 218-pound senior left-handed pitcher, Jared Felix. He's from Aiken, South Carolina. He calls South Aiken High School his alma mater. Inherits a situation with no outs and a runner on first. Nick Yabi went 6 innings, gave up 9 hits and just 4 runs. He didn't walk any and didn't strike out any either. So Jared Felix will take over in a 13-run game. And the Braves put some hits together here, make this final score look a little bit closer than the game has really been throughout. It's been all Pacers right from the word go after the first 2 batters made outs for Jesse Stinton in the first inning. After that, the Pacers got 4 runs after the next 5 batters reached base, and they never looked back. Pacers haven't trailed in this game. They led 10-0 at the start of the 4th inning when the Braves put 4 runs back on the board, but the Pacers got 5 back the following half inning and have been adding to that ever since.
I was going to say the first inning looked like it was going to be a 1-2-3 inning, and it quickly turned around and was a 4-run inning.
Salisbury tags this ball into right field. It's dropping quickly, and it falls for a hit. Goings looked like broke the wrong way on it at first, and another one of those balls that sounded better coming off the bat than where it ended up going. I think just missed the sweet spot by a tiny bit. Nick Salisbury will take it either way, though. It's a hit. It advances Rivera to second and brings up Stabel Aliman Saba, who's 1 for 3 in this game. He does have a home run, and that one hit extending his hitting streak to 22 games. But he'd love another hit, especially in a situation where the Braves are starting to brew a little bit of a rally.
Getting a little something going here. Hey, it all starts with getting runners on base.
Aliman Saba takes an off-speed pitch just below the knees for ball 1. The runner on first is Salisbury. It's Rivera on second. He is a threat to steal third. 1-0 pitch. Aliman Saba chases one upstairs, fouls it off into the bleachers. We're even 1-1 the count. Last hit, by the way, for the Braves was their 10th in this game. Only problem is the Pacers have 18. This game, a lot like last night's game, showing both of these teams can absolutely mash. Offense just a little bit more concentrated on the Pacers side here today. That's also an understatement. Aliman Saba goes opposite field with this one in towards left field. It's falling quickly, but foul. Rivera was almost home.
Yeah. He was on the move.
He was standing on second at the start of that, and by the time the ball actually landed foul, he had turned around third and was heading home. Looked up and saw the umpire saying, "Gotta go back, that was a foul ball." So it's 1-2 to Aliman Saba. Field, again, at double play depth. The pitch. Aliman Saba laces it into right center field. They'll wave home Rivera. He'll come in without a problem. RBI single for Stabel Aliman Saba. Makes it 17-5. And Salisbury also aggressive. Saw that ball was hit to the right side of the field. He's going to third base, able to take third as he slides in safely. So runners at the corners for Drew Beaver.
Yeah, Salisbury was not slowing down when he hit second.
So the Braves, they have 9 more outs to work with. And they trail by 12 runs. Infield would love to turn to here. They'd take the double play and give up the run without a second thought whatsoever. Felix with the pitch. It misses low and inside on Drew Beaver. Beaver's 1 for 3. He reached on an error in the second, had a solo home run in the 4th, and grounded out in the 5th. Pitch, low and inside, 2-0. Aliman Saba jumps out to an aggressive lead off of first. The lefty Felix looks at him, then delivers the pitch right over the middle, called a strike. Beaver taking all the way there on the 2-0 count. Couple guys tossing the ball in the Aiken bullpen. Just one Braves pitcher up in the home bullpen. Ground ball hit to short. Nice stop by Amron, flips to second for one. That's all the Pacers will get as the run scores. Nick Salisbury crosses the plate for the Braves' 6th run of the game. But there's now 2 away, And a runner on first as Drew Beaver reaches on the fielder's choice. There's one out, and the runner on first is Beaver. Debo at the plate. Checks his swing, and that hit him.
Really haven't seen too many hit batters this game.
The first one this game, I believe. No, the second one this game.
Second one, yeah.
So again, strong inning brewing for the Braves. Here's Christian Snyder. He's already the 6th batter to come up this inning for UNCP, which is the 2nd most in an inning this game.
Yeah.
They batted around in the 4th, and other than that, it's been either 3 up, 3 down, or 4 up, 3 down the whole way. Snyder back up the middle. That drops into center field. They'll wave Beaver home. Coming up throwing is Price. The throw cut off. The Braves score again. So it's 17-7 now on the RBI single by Christian Snyder.
When they started this inning, they were really in this almost the exact same situation that they were in when they scored those 4 runs.
Just need runs, down by a pretty wide margin, and now it looks like we'll get a mound visit for USC Aiken, and Jared Felix might be getting the hook here. Pitching change on the way for USC Aiken. We'll be right back on the Braves Broadcast Network. New pitcher for USC Aiken is number 43, junior right-hander Hunter Hubbard, 6 foot 230 from Augusta, Georgia, Lakeside High School. Inherits a little bit of a tough situation. Runners on first and second, but the Braves rallying right now. Yes, it is a 10-run game. It's 17-7, but it's not over till it's over. And
right.
These Braves hitters, they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. We've said that before. It's still the case, if not. If
even
more. Probably more so,
yeah,
now. And this game not over yet.
No. I mean, the Braves have nothing to lose at this point. Being down 10 runs right now, they really just have to go out there and, I mean, I hate to say this, but just keep swinging. Easier said than done being in this situation, but I mean, we've seen when they've made connection with the ball, good things have happened.
Alex Minton will come to the plate now. The Braves catcher came in as a pinch hitter last inning and grounded out. They had a good at-bat last inning and would like to have another good at-bat here and have obviously a better result.
Right.
First and second, so the Pacer defense at double play depth. 17-7 the score. 3 runs already, and Minton swings at the first pitch, fouls it off to the left side.
Interesting delivery from this pitcher.
Not quite right over the top, but it's definitely not sidearm either.
No. And doesn't really push off the mound as much either.
Minton at the plate from Catawba Valley Community College. of Wilkesboro, North Carolina, his hometown. Fouls this one off again. It's 0-2. Pacers can clinch the series with a win here today and would go for the sweep tomorrow. First pitch for that game scheduled for 1 p.m. Available right here on the Braves YouTube channel. The 0-2 in the dirt, gets past the catcher. Padilla chases it to the backstop. Each runner will take 90 feet. An aggressive turn around third by Debo. That would have been something for him to try to score from second on a wild pitch.
I got a little nervous. I thought he was going to make a bigger lead than that.
Importantly, that takes the double play out of effect. It's now Snyder on second. Debo on third. 1-2 count for Minton. The pitch grounded to short. Couple bounces. It's played by Ammerman. The toss over to first is in time. The run scores. Braves have cut it to a 9-run game, but there's 2 outs. So Nolan Pierce's turn now. He's 1 for 3. And this turns into an important at-bat because there's a runner in scoring position. Got to bring those runners home when you get the opportunity.
Don't want to leave them stranded.
You can't afford it in
no.
this situation where the Braves trailing by 9 still.
Every run and every base runner is important.
Because the Braves know they'll have to turn their attention to defense soon enough. And, any more offense from USC Aiken would just, well, it would hurt. It would really not be helpful.
No.
Speaking of would hurt, that one came high and tight in on Nolan Pierce. He ducked out of the way. But that'll probably brush him off the plate a little bit.
Yeah. It would me.
2-0 at the knees for called strike. Four runs in this inning for the Braves. They also had 4 in the 4th. This one's low. Pierce able to hold back on his swing. 3 balls and 1 strike. Peyton Buffkin waiting on deck if the Braves able to keep this inning alive. It would mean the Braves would be batting around as this is the 8th batter of the inning. Pierce grounds it to third, charging it, and not able to come up with it is Lankster. So an error on the third baseman there. The Braves stay alive. And I'll actually score that a hit. Nolan Pierce has his second base hit of the game. Runners on first and second. Here's the number 9 hitter, Hayden Buffkin, who's 0 for 3. He's due to break through for a big hit.
Yes, he is.
The pitch. Curveball for a called strike.
And now would be the perfect time for him to break through.
Absolutely. Down by 9 right now, but it's still the 7th. Hit to the outfield would have no problem scoring Snyder from second, and a big swing and a miss there from Buffkin. 0-2 now the count. Hunter Hubbard coming in, trying to get some key outs in this one. This one, it looked like it bounced to the plate. The swing and the ball hit back to the pitcher. Buffkin grounds out on a very strange play. Braves score 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. We're through 7 complete at Cox Field. It's 17-8 USC Aiken.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Top of the 8th in Pembroke. It's been pretty much all Pacers, but the Braves got 4 back in that last inning. They trail 17-8 as we enter the final stretch of this game. Pacers won last night 11-9. They're the number 6 team in NCAA Division II baseball. Looking to improve to 28-6 overall and 18-5 in the Peach Belt Conference. Those are remarkably good numbers.
They are.
Such a tough league. The Braves have run into some tough teams in the league. UNCP is 23-10 overall, 9-7 in the PBC right now. But this just top to bottom, a very, very good baseball conference.
Yes.
When you break it all down and look at the numbers in terms of overall conference strength, the best right now in Division II baseball. 1-1 the count to get things started to Chaz Powell. It's Chris Stewart still on the mound for UNCP. The windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Chaz Powell at the plate. He's 1 for 4. He's hit by a pitch in the 5th. Came around to score. Also had an RBI single in the 6th. 2, 3, and 4 coming up this inning for the Pacers. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Chaz Powell is retired on strikes. The 2nd strikeout of the game for Chris Stewart. Just the 3rd overall by a Braves pitcher.
First baseman.
So on comes Brian Pereira. And, Morgan, I'm a little surprised that the Pacers haven't pinch hit anywhere in their lineup.
So am I. You know, this late in the game and with the extensive lead that they have, I thought they would have had at least 1 or 2.
Instead, the same starting 9 so far. It is the designated hitter spot due up next. If there's ever a position where you'd pinch hit in a situation like that, it would be there because you don't have to worry about where you put him in the field.
Right.
But Zach Moon, one of their best hitters, hasn't had many opportunities to swing the bat as he was walked the first 3 times he came up. He's on deck right now. 1-0 pitch, taken at the knees for a called strike. 1-1 now the count to Brian Pereira.
The Braves have a major shift going on right now with Drew Beaver at shortstop. He's playing almost directly behind second base.
See it also in the outfield with
Yeah.
Rivera playing about 3 or 4 big steps towards the right field side. Outside corner, that just missed. 2-1. Pereira, those 2 hits, 4 at bats, also has an RBI sac fly in the 5th. Now that's the wind picking up again here in Pembroke. This ball hit out towards center. Rivera to it for the 2nd out.
Designated hitter, Zach Moon.
There have been some mighty gusts of wind here throughout the afternoon. Happening to coincide with some fly balls.
Yes.
Zach Moon now at the plate. Talked about his sort of struggles to get to see pitches earlier in this game. Jesse Stinnett really didn't want to pitch to him much.
With good reason, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Moon's actually the one to knock Stinnett out of the game. With an RBI double. He was the last hitter Stinnett faced. This is the first time he's faced Chris Stewart. It's a 1-1 count. 2 out, bases empty. And this ball off the glove of Stewart almost made the sensational stop. Picks it up off the ground, throws it to first, and in time for the out. 1-2-3 go the Pacers in the 8th. UNCP coming up to bat. They need some offense. They trail 17-8. All right, the Braves have 6 more outs to work with. They need 9 runs to tie, 10 to take the lead. Top of the order, Roberto Rivera will get things started for UNCP. On the mound again for USC Aiken is Hunter Hubbard, who came in and got the job done last inning, got the last 2 outs of that last inning. And for Jared Felix, went just a third of an inning. Braves got 4 last inning. They'll need to do some more of that this inning, and then some. Hubbard's first pitch chases Rivera off the plate, way high and inside. Rivera's 2 for 4, pair of singles, 1 run scored for the Braves center fielder. Product of Millville, New Jersey, grounds this ball to third on the run. A nice stop by Lancaster. The throw to first is in time. Rivera very quick up the first base line. That throw just a little quicker.
Just another one of the great defensive plays that we've seen by USC Aiken.
They've had a bunch.
Yeah, they have.
The best was probably, without a doubt, was Ammerman. The shortstop was
easily.
Incredible diving stop and then the throw.
Easily.
But they've had a couple other plays that they've made look easy. Now Nick Salisbury, he's 1 for 4.
I think what makes that last play so great is knowing how fast Roberto Rivera is. And anytime you get him out, I mean, that's a good out.
It's tempting as a fielder when you have a guy who's that fast to rush your throw, and that's what can cause problems.
Right.
Give him a lot of credit though. Lancaster able to set himself.
Yeah, keep his composure and just do what he does best.
The expression, I mean, it's more of a basketball term. Quick but not in a hurry.
Right.
That was a very good example of that. A quick mound visit from Padilla behind the plate. Seemed to calm down and work for Hunter Hubbard as the next pitch is a strike. 2-1 to Nick Salisbury. The pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the left side, and out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bases empty for the Braves in the 8th. And Salisbury knocks this ball into right center field. That's get cut off by Goings in right. A big turnaround first, but Salisbury is back. And it's a single for the Braves second baseman. His second hit of the ball game, and a second hit in as many innings. So Stabel Aliman Saba now, he's 2 for 4. 2 runs batted in, 1 run scored. He had the Braves' first run, and that solo home run to lead off the 4th.
Kind of got things going.
Let's see if he can keep them going for UNCP. He's been their best hitter pretty much all year.
Right. Really someone who the Braves can depend on.
After Hubbard's first pitch to Ali Bonsaba misses high inside. Salisbury over on first. He's a perfect 4 of 4 on stolen base attempts so far this year, but I don't think they're going to try to send him with the heart of the Braves order coming to the plate. The 1-0 swung on, skied towards center field. Price on the run, fights off the sun, makes the catch. Kind of a long looping route to that ball.
Yeah.
Definitely did not take the straight line approach to that. But he's able to make the catch, and that's, at the end of the day, all that matters for USC Aiken.
Yep.
Drew Beaver now to the plate with 2 outs, runner on first. Braves in need of some runs this inning to keep them from staring at that 9 or more run deficit in the 9th. 17-8 right now. High and tight on Drew Beaver. He just bends the knees, kind of squats down. Otherwise, that would have plunked him right in the noggin. 17 runs on 18 hits for the Pacers, 8 runs on 14 hits for the Braves, 1 error for each team. This ball popped up to the left side. Beaver got way under that ball. Shortstop Ammerman coming out, and the ball's dropped.
Some miscommunication, it seems like, out in the outfield.
That ball just dropped in for the Braves. Allows Beaver to take second base. Salisbury over to third. Error there Didn't quite see if that was on the shortstop or on the left fielder. They pretty much ran into each other.
Right.
Frankly, they both deserve an error for a play like that.
Can we give half an error to each person to equal the whole?
You could make an argument they should each get a whole error because there were 2 bases.
Oh, that's true. That's
But no,
true. We could do that.
That's not how it gets scored. Because 1 error can cause more than 1 base.
Right.
Big Debo fouls the first pitch off. Debo has 2 hits in 3 tries. He was hit by a pitch last time he came up. 2 runs scored in the game for the Braves right fielder. The 0-1 in the dirt. The 1-1. Debo takes, it's blocked well behind the plate by Padilla, keeps it from getting past him. Runners on second and third, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Braves trail USC Aiken 17-8. Hunter Hubbard on the hill, the righty, facing the left-handed batter, Nick Debo. The pitch. Debo pops it towards the left side. This is to a similar spot as last time. Now hooking into foul territory, the third baseman, Lankster, comes over, makes the catch, and the side is retired. So the Braves leave runners on second and third in the 8th. We'll go to the 9th, 17-8, Pacer lead.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Top of the 9th, USC Aiken owns a 17-8 lead over UNCP. New pitcher for the Braves is number 47, sophomore righty Chance Pauley. Stands on the hill at 6 feet tall from Lewisburg, and he calls Glen Allen, Virginia home. He'll be facing, well, the middle part of this USC Aiken batting order, and question as to what the Pacers will do. Do they start bringing in some pinch hitters? Do they swing freely? Do they just try to make outs at this point because try to keep the game moving? It's been a very long afternoon.
It has been.
Game at the 3-hour mark right now. Last night's game went over 3 hours as it took 10 innings to determine a winner. 11-9 was the final last night. 17-8 here tonight as the Braves and Pacers coming close to the finish line of Game 2 of this 3-game series.
We've been talking about how much of an offensive series this has been so far, and USC Aiken has 18 hits already, and the Braves have 14. And I mean, I know the Braves only have 8 runs, but 14 hits, that's still very impressive. Both teams have had very impressive offensive numbers.
Catcher 16, Charles Padilla.
Charles Padilla will lead things off for the Pacers. This is his first at-bat after he took over for Max Schoen as a defensive replacement. First pitch missed for ball 1. Padilla is a junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Collins Hill High School grad. 5'11", 198 pounds, right-handed hitter. The 1-0 swung on, lofted into left field. That drops for a base hit. So he wastes no time getting into the hit column. Number 19 in terms of hits for the Pacers in this game. So here's Mitchell Price. He's been swinging a very hot bat this series. Had 2 homers yesterday, added another one in the first inning today, since scored 2 more runs after that home run, and had 2 more hits. He's 3 for 4 with a walk. 2 runs batted in today. Swings and hits this ball high and deep to right field. A no-doubter. Another home run for Mitchell Price. It's 19-8 Pacers.
Just keeps adding home runs to his stats numbers.
This has been a very impressive offensive show today by USC Aiken. Mitchell Price, home runs, number 9 and 10 here today. And for the second day in a row, he has 2 home runs. Niall Goings now comes up to the plate after the Pacers push their lead back up over 10 again. It's been right near that number most of this game. Gotten as high as 13. The closest the Braves have come since, well, the third inning has been 6. 4 in the first, 6 in the third, 5 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh, and now 2 already in the ninth for USC Aiken. The 6th-ranked Pacers, top team in the Peach Belt Conference, come into Pembroke and Goings annihilates this baseball. High and deep towards left field, and then the wind knocks it down, and Pierce catches it. Wow.
That was right at the warning track. I think a lot of people thought that ball was going out.
It kind of hung up in the air a little bit too long.
It did.
But off the bat, you can't make much better contact than that.
No, that was nicely hit.
That's the first out. A very long out, but an out. If the wind's blowing the other way, that's out of here. If he hits it just a little bit more squarely, it's out of here.
Right.
Now, Lankster pops this one into foul territory. And it drops harmlessly to the turf.
Pacers, their baseman, David Lankster.
Good Lankster has 3 runs batted in this game, just 1 hit. Scored a pair of runs, once on a single and once on a reaching on an error in the 5th. That was the only error the Braves have committed in this game. It's the one area of the scoreboard where the Braves have had the edge.
Yeah.
Pacers have had 2 errors. Braves had just 1. But Pacers 19 runs on 20 hits. Braves 8 runs on 14 hits. Paulie's pitch gets past the catcher Minton, but with nobody on, it doesn't matter. 1 out in the top of the 9th. 11-run lead for the visitors from USC Aiken. David Lankster, his 6th plate appearance in this game. He's the number 8 hitter. Lines this one over the head of Beaver into left center field. And it's a 1-out single for the Pacer third baseman.
That's at least twice this game when Drew Beavers probably wished he was just a few inches taller.
You're saying he wishes he was a little bit taller, he wishes he was a baller.
Yes,
Tyler Ammerman.
exactly.
Okay. As long as we're on the same page
Yeah,
on that one.
definitely.
Here's Tyler Ammerman. He had a 3-run homer in the 3rd. Also has been on base 2 other times. And has scored a total of 3 runs in this game. Takes there for strike 1. Infield. Would say they're double play depth, but frankly, Beaver and Salisbury just kind of abandoning that right now.
Yeah.
Hasn't been working for the Braves as they haven't turned double play yet. They'll just stay at their regular locations. 0-2 to Ammerman as Paulie pours in a couple strikes. Paulie working from the stretch. Here's the 0-2, swinging and a miss. And Ammerman goes down on 3 pitches. And here is the other guy who came in as a defensive replacement earlier in this game. It's number 9, Joey Smithers, the freshman.
Second baseman, Joey Smithers.
This is his first at-bat after he took over for Skylar Mercado. Righty-righty matchup. Paulie's pitch swung on, lined right to Buffkin at third base, and that ends the inning. The Pacers add 2 more to their lead. The Braves will need a miracle in the bottom of the 9th. They trail 19-8, and we'll be right back. Bottom of the ninth, it all comes down to this. Braves trailing the number 6 USC Aiken Pacers 19-8 in Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series. Final game will be tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. first pitch, available right here on the Braves Broadcast Network. We hope you'll tune in to join us as the Braves, barring a ridiculous inning here, will be looking to avoid the sweep tomorrow against a very talented USC Aiken team. The defensive change here for the Pacers to note as we get going. It's Westerberg taking over in right field as Goings' day is done. Luke Westerberg, a junior from Trenton, New Jersey, will get to play some outfield and get credit for a game played here today. Braves have 6, 7, 8 spots due up this inning, starting with Christian Snyder, the first baseman. Has a pair of RBI singles in this game. He's 2 for 4. Still Hubbard out there on the hill for the Pacers. His first pitch to Snyder at the knees for a called strike. 19 runs on 20 hits, 2 errors by the Pacers in this one. Braves have 8 runs on 14 hits and 1 error. Whoa, this one gets away from Hubbard, slips out of his hand. And it's high for a ball. That was probably the best comment we've heard from a fan all day.
I think so.
There's been some jawing from fans for both teams all weekend. And they told him, good eye. That pitch would have been eye level for a hitter who was 7 feet tall.
Right.
And Snyder's not 7 feet tall, so it was obviously a ball. Snyder fouls this one off. It's 1-2. At first, when that came out of his hands, I thought, I didn't know he had an ephus pitch. But then it just kind of kept rising. 1-2, fools Snyder with the changeup, and he goes down swinging. 1 away in the bottom of the ninth. Braves down by 11, and here comes Alex Minton. Minton 0 for 2. He did. That ground out in the 7th inning was an RBI. Braves need base runners right now.
Desperately need base runners.
Minton takes low for ball 1. Down by 11 runs in the bottom of the ninth. Minton knocks this ball into right field. That gets to the wall. Played off the wall by Westerberg. Minton digging for 2. And now sliding in safely as the throw is a little bit offline. It's a double for Alex Minton.
Just talking about how the Braves desperately needed base runners, and they got themselves one.
That was an interesting play because Minton is not the fastest guy on the team.
I kind of thought the same thing.
Westerberg didn't take the greatest angle on it. That's why it got to the wall.
Right.
And then the throw was just offline. And there wasn't a major effort there by the second baseman Smithers to try to apply the tag.
No, I think maybe a little better throw. Kind of, 50-50 like we've said before. Minton may be out, but he may be safe.
This ball popped up by Pierce towards center field. Price retreats a little bit, fights off the sun, makes the catch. There's the second out. And now it's on the number 9 hitter, Hayden Buffkin, to keep this game alive. Pacers looking to improve to 28-6 overall and keep their hold on first place in the Peach Belt Conference. With the win, they would be 18-5 in the league. The Braves, assuming they don't score 11 runs here with 2 outs, so they would fall to 23-11, 9-8 in the Peach Belt Conference. Nothing to scoff at, as the Braves would continue to be fighting for a position to get into the Peach Belt Conference tournament.
Right.
Later on in the month. This one hits Buffkin on the elbow, so he's aboard. The inning stays alive. First and second now, back to the top of the order.
Braves taking base runners anyway. They can get them at this point.
Roberto Rivera will make his 6th plate appearance. He's 2 for 5 so far in this game. Scored 1 run, has a pair of singles. Number 6 USC Aiken Pacers. They've pitched well, they've hit very, very well, and they've made a couple of great plays on defense to top it all off.
Really just fundamentally sound all around. They are the complete package.
Rivera at the plate, Buffkin on first, Minton on second. The pitch, swung on, grounded back up the middle, playable at second base. Smithers tosses it to Ammerman, who's covering second, and that's the ball game. Your final score today, USC Aiken 19, UNC Pembroke 8. And Morgan, it wasn't a great game for the Braves today.
No, it really wasn't. I mean, they had a few sparks where it looked like they were going to try to chip back away and make the game really interesting. And then USC Aiken, just the following inning, would just take over. And, I mean, before you know it, it's a 10-run game again. So hopefully tomorrow the Braves can avoid the sweep and play a little bit better.
Final score one more time, the number 6 USC Aiken Pacers 19, the UNCP Braves 8. For my broadcast partner Morgan Sheehan and our entire crew, this is Cameron Songer saying thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. as the Braves and Pacers finish this Peach Belt Conference Series. Enjoy the rest of your day.